And welcome to the Spirit of Cricket 2025, the Festivale. That's what it's called, the Festivale. Peter Walsh in the chair and surrounded by those that we need to be involved in. Our television crew've done a mighty job in the last few days. It seems like we've been here for a long time, and the breeze is blowing up as we get into the second day of the second championship round of matches. We'll go through all of those scores from yesterday, some beauties, but we're about to start the first ball of this day here at the magnificent complex in Mildura. Sandgropers winning the toss and electing to bat in their game against EV2 or EV2 or whatever. Peter Walsh with you and welcoming co-commentator for a start, Pat Silcox. Good morning, Pat. How are you?
Morning, Peter. I'm glad to see that you've elected to go with the shorts because it is going to be a warm one locally today, a top around 29 and a bit blowy out there. Had a look at the centre square earlier this morning and had a walk around the outfield. Looked like it was blowing straight through from the Deakin Avenue end towards the vineyard. And I think anyone bowling will certainly elect to come from that Deakin Avenue end if they've got any pace about them. But we're starting with a bit of pace off. Ashley Sipple is opening up for EV2 cricket. And as you mentioned, the Sandgropers won the toss, decided to bat first. As there's going to be a run out here. That's a terrible mix-up. Not the perfect start from the boys from the west. And unfortunately, it looks like Lee, is it the man or is it Anthony Barenka? I'm just trying to get
I'm thinking it's Parenki, you know.
Okay, he's not that impressed as he's walking off the ground. And great start for EV2 cricket.
Well, let's have a look because it was all slow motion stuff, and here we go. Ball outside off stump, cut backward of point. They run, or one did, and the other didn't, and now...
It's Jamie Lee, I think, is the
man.
man.
Oh dear, oh dear. That's absolute disaster. Lee is the man who's run out, and it's one for none at the start of what we hoped was going to be some productive work in the middle, and that is one of those errors of, I don't know, judgment or what, no talking or that, but it was all slow motion, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, no real intent. As we see the new man coming in, looks like it's the number 11, Nick Cullinane, as he meets up with Anthony Barenka out in the middle. And just a little bit of communication out there about making sure we get the running between the wickets on point because they would hate to lose another one in this first over.
Interesting, Pat, too, looking back to yesterday, and we'll go through all the scores for those who might have missed some really exciting cricket yesterday. A lot of runouts we saw.
We saw three in that game last night, didn't we?
And some of them were fairly predictable. It looked like, that's going to be, if there's a reasonable throw, a run out, and that is what did happen. And this ball is pushed away on the onside out towards mid-wicket, and there's no run. Yeah, we're just working out with Sipple bowling that this is the start that is absolutely necessary if you can pick up a wicket, put the opposition on the back foot, and you can see there through our TV cameras that wind is, it's not howling, but it's pretty strong, isn't it?
It is, no question about that, and Sipple's pushing into it here for this first over. As the ball thunders into the pads. Looking to try and work it away on the onside.
We'll be hearing throughout the day from Darren Cheek, will be joining us in commentary, and Michael Kasprowicz. Michael, back from his power walking, going for a Victorian country record of the number of steps that he's taken. And he's a fit man, as that's a poor piece of fielding, an errant piece of fielding by Dylan Fernandez, who was fielding deep on the offside, and the batsmen get through to complete two. So 2 runs in the first over. It's been a productive one because there's been a run out, so 1 for 1 and the 2 runs coming, so that score should tick over to 3 with Lee and Wyeth in there at the moment and hoping to dig themselves out of an early hole with Wyeth being the captain in this team.
Ball is just taken around the corner to the man at 45 on the leg side. Find back into the keeper, so that's the end of the first over, and just got a few little lag issues with that scorecard again, Walshy, as we had yesterday, so hopefully that will be refreshed shortly. It is showing that Barenka was actually the man out, but we're not convinced upstairs here that that was the case. We'll keep you posted on an update shortly once that comes through from our team at MV Play, as we wait and see what unfolds here in the second over this morning.
We had plenty of runs scored yesterday, but more importantly, we had a few who had sore muscles, etc., and were just getting around nowhere near as quick as anticipated. So We'll give you the details as best we can as we work through another full day of cricket today as to who is playing and who's not playing. Because I think there's to be an element of luck as to getting through these matches that are back to back to back to back to back, and you want your best team available as many times as possible, Pat.
You sure do, Walsh. And as you mentioned, reasonably late finish last night between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, and then you've got to turn around and be here for warm-ups at about 8:45 in the morning, so not much time to get yourself up. As we wait for the start of this, the second over, you can see that breeze really bustling through the trees out the back here behind the vines at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Dylan Fernandez is going to be the man bowling downwind, as you'd expect, the big man, as he comes in. Bowling to Cullinane, who's just defending and hitting the ball back to the man there at mid-off, and no run. But yeah, still no updates on the scorecard that we've got here in the box, so hopefully that will be rectified shortly.
Yes, well, we had Jamie Lee being the player who was run out because we saw 5 emblazed on his back as he left. And so we'll wait and see what's going on.
Ball's defended away into the onside. Quick single again. They'll hustle through. Nice work from EV2 Cricket. Really making the Sandgropers earn every single run that's being scored at the moment. As we look like we've got the right names at least up on the screen now. It's just a matter of the score catching up. Baranka and Cullinane, the incumbents at the moment for the Sandgropers, who we'll see in action not only this morning but under lights tonight as well,
yes.
Peter Walsh.
Yeah, interesting to find out too, Pat, as to what the intentions are from the camp, as to what they do before the start of the game later on and the finish of this game. Whether there's the ice is the way to go, or whether they've got, obviously they're stretching down when they leave the ground, and there'll be a chin wag with all of them being told what do we expect for our next trip to the wicket, and that will happen. As this one is hit in the air, it's going to be safe, I think.
Look at it swirl around in the breeze. My goodness.
Very, very tough, wasn't it? We saw this yesterday. We saw a couple of efforts to try and take a catch, but let's not blame the fieldsman because the ball was being blown around like a table tennis ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly challenging conditions out in the field here in this first stint this morning. Already sitting on around about 24 degrees locally, so it's going to be a warm one.
Yep. Now this ball wide outside the off stump, and it's cut just to the left of Kratzman, who's fielding in the slips, and there's no run. Just making mention. Have you got something for us there, Patrick?
Darren Cheek just made us aware of the fact that the gusts are up around 35 kilometres an hour at the moment, so not only difficult for players, but our camera crews on the scissor lifts as well. They'll be holding on grimly.
Good luck to Callum and Chris, who are doing a mighty job, and providing you, my friends, wherever you're watching, with the pictures that you want to see. That ball is wide outside the off stump and it's cut well behind point, and that will not go all the way. Well fielded on the boundary and some good support there. Racing in and picking it up is William Moggs. Is there a faster player than William Moggs is out there? I reckon he should be in any race at any time in the middle of any venue coming up the next few days.
Spirit of cricket sprint.
Exactly.
Might be the guy you think,
Yes, he's very quick.
He's mobile, there's no doubt. And there was a super effort from Matty Harris to pull it back from the line. As we wait for Fernandez again.
Fernandez, who comes in, angled run up, left arm over, and there's a smack down the ground. Good shot. Hit hard out to the deep boundary. It's fielded in the deep out there by Mark Laird. And gets it back quickly, and there's one run. So 2 overs gone, 1 for 10. I'll just go quickly through the sides at the end of the first day's play. We've got EV2 Cricket have played 2 and 1-2, as is the case with RJR All-Stars. They've played 2 and 1-2, and the rest a mixed bag. So you've got to get those early wins if you can, Pat, just to get yourself organised.
No, you're right. Excuse me. And as we saw yesterday, a few injuries to a couple of key men across the franchises, so early points on the board will be very, very important. We'll have a rest day tomorrow, of course, but then it's a busy schedule, isn't it? Sunday, and we roll into Monday as well. So no doubt the Sandgropers will be keen to get on the board here as Sipple continues, and he's just pushing them up there with the breeze, and they're angling away from the left-hander. And it's pushed out into the covers, no run. Nice work out there from Marcus Bellchambers, who we had the fortune of having a decent chat to during the game last night. He was doing the rounds.
Yes, I have very good memories of him playing a lot of basketball at a stadium called the Kingborough Sports Stadium.
Okay.
1,500 people. That's a wide down the onside. He played for the Tassie Devils, and he was the tallest player in that competition. And he played for a basketballer who played in the States for many years and also went to the Sydney Kings where he was very good. That was Steve Carfino.
Oh, the Magic Man.
Superstar.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And it was really good to catch up with Marcus. He was a popular player and he loves playing cricket. He really enjoys it. Yep. Very tall man. As that one is lofted away on the onside and hit well, and that'll go all the way to the boundary for 4, just forward of the square leg umpire. A lusty blow by Cullinan, who gets his first boundary and moves to 6. 2.2 overs being bowled, and it's 1 for 16 with the Sandgropers winning the toss and electing to bat.
So after the early loss of Lee, who we saw last season, hits a very big ball, so that was a huge breakthrough for EV2 cricket. It looks like the Sandgropers have got themselves on track now as they look to continue to tick the scoring over, as Cullinan just on the bounce to the man there, Willie Moggs, who's positioned down at long on, and they pick up another single. So scoreboard is moving nicely, 1 for 17 midway through the third over. Both men currently on 7, and the score predictor has them at around 155. And again, it'll be interesting to see. We saw yesterday that 180 wasn't enough in the daytime. Obviously a different kettle of fish during the nighttime play. So we'll see the ball lofted out towards backward square, another single. Umpires today, Walshy. Of course, our man who was good company last night. Steve Eccles is out there. Billy Bowden's part of the panel again today, and Darren Cheek is holding down third umpire duties.
He's a multi-skilled man, isn't he?
He is.
Mm-hmm. That's a good shot too. He leant forward and looked as if he was out of his crease. Well, he was, but he dabbed the ball away into the outfield, and they'll pick up a couple of runs there. That was a deft shot, just pushed away. Well done there by Nick Cullinan, who moves to 9. And with 1 ball remaining in the third, when we'll have a change here, I'll get Michael Kasparovich to come in and join you, Patrick, for the next stint. Other commentator today will be Darren Cheek, and we, of course, will be encouraging the teams that are playing to send up representatives so we can talk about just how important this competition is for their business. That ball, the last of the third over, is hit hard out into the onside. Good fielding out there too. That's our mate out there, Willie Moggs. Go Willie's the call. So we've got a Willie and a Billy, and they're both involved, and they both move fairly quickly. Billy with his finger, and the other Willie who runs fairly quickly. 1 for 22 is the score here. EV2 Cricket are playing against the Sandgropers. This is the Spirit of Cricket Festivale.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
We're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Warm start to Friday morning. Public holiday, of course, locally here in Victoria for the grand final, the AFL, which will be on tomorrow. Peter Walsh, Pat Silcox, and for the first time today, Michael Kasparovich. Great to have you on board, Michael.
Oh, good morning, Pat. It's great to be here again. Mildura, a little bit blustery.
Yes.
Is possibly one way to put it. A bit breezy outside.
Fernandez, of course, operating from the Deakin Avenue end, coming downwind, the big fellow, but he's going to be taken to the boundary on this occasion as it goes over the line. And after a bit of a disappointing start from the Sandgropers with that early run out, they've got their momentum rolling okay now, 1 for 26, start of the fourth over.
Well, it's all about setting partnerships, and I think after that early wicket, as you say, it's the most crucial thing. What ball's been swinging around a little bit early. And I just think that we've liked that. And even that previous delivery, you know, the outside edge, big edge, there's no reward, no justice for the bowler. Ball beat bat, but bat's got 4 runs as it went down to the third man fence. But look, it's wonderful again today. Great day yesterday. Some fabulous cricket, some couple of tight games as well, some great performances, and I'm sure we'll see much more of the same today.
Baranka is just checking his shot. Bit of an off-pace delivery from Fernandez. And the Australian wicketkeeper looking to really get things going here for his team. Just rehearsing and going through his preparation there at the striker's end.
Well, I suppose it always takes a little bit of time to feel in, to get in. And you don't have a lot of time in 2020. You've just got to get on with it.
He's hitting across the leg there, opening up the body nicely, and there's a gap out behind square, and she thunders into the GJ Gardner's home sign there. And Baranka certainly signalling his intent. He wants to score freely here this morning.
And what a shot. I talked about taking your time, just getting the feel, but he just decided to hit with the breeze, I think, there, didn't he? I think that's the important thing from the batting point of view. Hitting into the breeze certainly isn't going to be as successful, but hitting, I think that's the key here. It's a very, I mentioned blowy. I haven't heard a rumour yesterday there could be dust storms.
Yes, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that front because we don't want to see that, but the winds will lighten off across the day, they say, into the evening, so look forward to that. As Fernandez is a little bit wide outside the off stump, well struck down towards mid-off. They'll have to hustle. In fact, I almost thought Baranka gave it up in the end. If it was a decent throw, he might have been on his way as well.
Yeah, he would have been there, and I think that's the whole thing. A little shake of the head about decision for that quick single there. Good throw, and obviously an accurate throw would have been the end. But I suppose that's all part of this version of the game too. 2020.
Yeah.
Risk versus reward is the way you look at it, not both with bat and ball. But just a matter of finding runs any way you can. Obviously, 4s and 6s not only more entertaining, but I think the key is to actually keep rotating the strike. Getting your six runs and over through your singles is vitally important.
As again, the ball's hit down the ground. A little bit over pitched by Fernandez. Not quite out of the middle, so they'll get back for a couple. So Cullinane works his way through, goes up to 13. Baranka is 17. And at the end of 4 overs, score is 1 for 33. And Casper, sometimes certainly when you get an early run out and you're still out in the crease, just the mental state, the hesitation, you're probably not as proactive as what you might normally be because you're worried you're going to run out another bloke at the other end.
Yeah, I think just instinct. I think as cricketers, former cricketers, played a little while ago. Bang, you just know where the gaps are, how it feels, and maybe with an older, aging body, tighter hamstrings perhaps, shorter hamstrings. You don't move as fast, and so you've also played that into it as well. So there's the instinct that pops in your head straight away. You see the gap, you hit it, bang, you're off because you know that you're always able to make it. Reality is that maybe you just got to just double think it. I think that's what you're saying, just questioning a little bit about that. But look, that's all part of when you come to the wicket. Obviously when you take your centre, you just get a feel of it. I mentioned all your gaps, all the areas you want to hit, and I think the important thing today be really interesting to watch the way that people bat and maybe take a bit more risks hitting down that end towards the vineyards. Down that end. What's the name of the street?
16th Street.
16th Street.
That's the one.
If you're heading down that way, I think you can mishit it. With that breeze is so strong, you just get some elevation to it. And I think we're talking about 65-metre boundaries. Chance for it to go all the way.
So Steindl is into the attack. He bowled pretty tidily last night, but that period of the game where EV2 really come back into the game. So he'll look to quickly get through them here as he's bowling to a pretty stiff breeze. As the ball's outside off stump, Baranka looking again to really be aggressive and hit through the gap, but unable to make connection.
Yeah, we found yesterday too that the ball just keeping just a fraction lower.
Oh, he's gone through him with a full pitch delivery. Baranka hitting over the top of it, and he's going to have to make his way off the ground. That was beautifully bowled.
The Yorker never fails, does it? That's right on the spot there. And I think that's where the batsman, you're looking maybe a little bit squarer, looking to hit it there instead of straight down the ground. And just sort of tied himself up a little bit there too, but really well bowled, and I love it too. He's looked a couple of little wider ones there. He's looking to hit it square with the width, but this one right on the button, nice and full, and obviously straight, hitting that middle stump.
Getting it nice and close to the umpire there, and top of middle and off. Good spot to
there
beat.
You go, up there. So real good start.
So we get another look at that dismissal of Anthony Baranka. He'll be disappointed. As we see, it's Craig Callis, the new man coming out to the middle, batting at number 4. Picked up 36 yesterday, top scored for the Sandgropers, so he looked to take his good form into this morning's play.
Yeah, and like I was saying, you're walking to the wicket, obviously 2 for 32. You're not going to go looking initially to start blazing. You take a couple of balls just to get a feel. Obviously, and as I mentioned, with the ball just keeping a little bit lower, and obviously the pace taken off the off spin from Steindl. But I just think that as a theory, you want to be giving it straight, full face of the bat. Certainly early on, when you get the feel, just giving it the pace and just going straight down the wicket. Good cricket shots are the way to go here.
So great start from EV2 cricket. Got the Sandgropers 2 for 33 midway through the 5th over. As Kelly's very watchful in defence. Plenty of cricket on around town today. We'll try and pull up some live scores from around the traps shortly, if this computer will talk the right language. We've got Saxon Kings and RJR All-Stars as Steindl gets through another delivery without going for any runs, so it's been a perfect start for him so far. Saxon Kings and RJR All-Stars playing at the John Hall Oval. As Callies advances, and he is well and truly stumped from the wide. My goodness, not what they're looking for.
No, not when losing 2 in that over. And well bowled by Steindl there. He saw him coming and pushed it wider. And as he's saying, with that little bit of bounce, lack of bounce there, sharp bit of work behind the sticks. And great bit of stumping this. Just watch it. Maybe saw him coming, throws it wider. But outstanding. I think they're still... yeah, look... That extra wicket there really turns it around. We saw that, didn't we? EV2 last night. The way that game, I think they won by, was it 1 run?
Yeah, it was pretty tight, wasn't it? It was a very exciting finish.
Well, and just the way it flowed too. It was really great to watch because, you couldn't pick.
No, momentum kept shifting,
momentum,
didn't it?
Yep. It happens all the time. And of course, the momentum right now is with EV2.
Yep.
Cricket and... up to the Sandgropers, just to change that. And the only way they're going to do that is through a partnership between these two.
Oh, we've just had word from our third umpire. Actually got a nick on that one, even though the stumping was affected as well. Interesting there. We got the full replay and got a feel for it. As I was saying before, John Hall Oval, Saxon Kings are 2 for 35 after 5 overs against the RJR All-Stars. They won the toss, elected to bat. Other games today at the Mildura Senior College. Lightning Storm off to a bit of a flyer, none for 57. Almost through 6 completed overs in that one. And over at Golgol, it's the Territory Blasters 1 for 32 after 6. They're taking on the Tara Taverners over in New South Wales this morning. So Gerard Wyeth is now out in the middle. He is the skipper of the Sandgropers, and he'll be looking to really steady the ship here. 3 for 33 after 5 overs. As it looks like it's going to be John Short who will take up the attack. Let's see if they can't prize out another scalp here within this first power play to be an absolutely dynamic start to the morning's play.
Oh, just wouldn't it be? And I think that's what we've seen. Maybe they're taking the energy from last night's game, EV2 cricket, into this one. A bit of bounce, maybe a good night's rest, maybe a walk down... I saw them actually walking down, a few of them walking down the Murray River.
Yep.
This morning.
Bit of recovery.
I was down there. Yeah. Yep. Maybe talking through some game plans, but I think that's what you find. Is it just that momentum, the confidence that comes with it.
Yeah, they're one of the key franchises last year, making it through to the final, and they've already had 2 wins from 2 starts so far. So they've really got things going the right way. So we wait for Short. Yeah, just nicely angling the ball away from the right-hander. They'll push the ball out into the ring. And just look to build a bit of a platform here, get a partnership going.
Yeah, now John Short here, obviously from Queensland originally. His brother David actually was part of the Queensland Shield squad. He played for Souths.
Yep.
I played against him many years ago. Was a very good cricketer and off-spinner.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got another calf, have we?
Oh, my goodness.
Geez, what's he... Maybe we run is there a graphic for the injury toll?
Yeah, we might have to work
We've
on
got,
that.
there's been a couple of, well, at least one decent calf. There's been, I think, a finger, wrist, a little bit of something. Got a call for the runner. Last time we saw this,
The big fella
Max
went on and made 100, didn't
went
he?
on and scored 100.
He did, yeah.
If he went and scored 100. It's an easy game when you don't have to run, I suppose.
Yeah, big Maxie Wilton,
Max Milton,
Darren Wilton, who was
Yeah.
dynamic, and he was still, even though he was injured yesterday, Michael, he was up and about, wasn't he? We were at the senior college,
Yep.
a bit of lunch, and he was up for the chat, and I think he was still hopeful that he can get himself right to come back on Sunday.
He had a compression sort of like
Yeah.
stocking thing around his calf and giving it every chance. I'm sure these all the other recovery to it, but he was scoring as well. And it was so interesting having a chat with him about scoring. And I just remember going into my son's cricket and going back and scoring after all these years and being pestered over the top, getting kids coming over the top asking what the score
Yes.
is, how many they score, all that sort of stuff. It was a real discipline with paper and pen scoring, of course. Now that we've got digital and iPads and the rest, but he was doing paper and pen, he said. And we're talking about that, and I said, you know what? I reckon I'd rather do my my quarterly bass than score a game of cricket.
Yeah.
It was so difficult.
When you do it at the junior level or even ladies, because the run-ups are really short and they get through the over so quickly, my goodness, if you blink or have a chat with someone, you've missed 2 balls.
You don't need to be distracted,
No,
that's for sure.
not at all.
So I guess technology has made it so much easier these days. Of course, iPads and probably more easier to erase things as well, isn't it, on the iPad?
Spot on. 3 for 33 as we just take this little bit of a break here. 5 overs in. And we're looking at a runner coming out for Nick Cullinane, who's reached for the calf. And he's joined by skipper Gerard Wyeth. Quickly through the cards so far this morning. Jamie Lee was the first man out, run out for 1. And then we saw Barranca bowled Steindl for 17, and Craig Callies was caught. We thought he was stumped McFadden, but he was actually caught. McFadden bowled Steindl for no score. So wickets falling at 1, 33 and 33. And Steindl's got the ultra impressive figures of 1 over 1 made and 2 for none.
Outstanding. So good.
So just a little bit of hold up here while we just wait for someone to kit up and fulfil the obligation here for Nick Cullinane. It'd be interesting, as we just suggested, how will he go about it now? Will he go the long handle a bit here? Or are we just trying to nick and nudge them around just to tick over the scoreboard?
I think they need to do that just for a period of time. Give it 5 overs or so. Just sort of getting in. Just get a bit of, as I said, partnership. If you're getting sort of 20 odd, 30 odd runs together. Oh, look, I've always said too that, and certainly on these type wickets, the longer you're there, the easier it gets. And I want to say that not so much as a cliche, but it actually is. And it's always harder to start.
Yep.
And so we've found that, and certainly with the wickets there, new people coming to the crease, it takes a little bit of time. So just that, but with that disruption, of course, or maybe not a disruption, maybe getting another mate out there to run between the wickets for you. Maybe that's sort of more entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, well, maybe.
Talk about the spirit of cricket.
They're just trying to workshop who might be the fastest over 22 yards.
Well, out of the 3 wickets already taken, maybe they've got their pads off and, I don't know, maybe they've gone for a run or something like that. Or
jumped into
they're not
an
in
ice
the building.
bath.
Yeah,
No.
ice baths, maybe.
So it's quite a delay here as the
But they have
players
to,
might just go off and get a little refreshment here to the side. I know we're due for a drinks break at 10, but we might just push through here after this probably a 3 or 4 minute adjournment here. I know Billy Bowden's ready to go. He's standing there behind the stumps. As it looks like we're just about looking at a resumption here as the batsmen will just get together. It might be the keeper, Anthony Barranca, who's going to come out and do the deed.
Okay. Hey, quick question for you.
Sure.
Pat. I know it's 10:30 in the morning. Beautiful morning, as we've said before. You talked about the ice bath.
Yep.
Do you reckon they've put beer in the ice bath yet?
Well, if they haven't, they're certainly considering it, I reckon, yeah.
Okay. Never mind the bodies. What about the beer?
Okay, so it looks like we're up and about here with short right arm over the wicket. Ball hit down the ground, nicely timed. There is a man patrolling down on the cone down there, but Gerard Wyeth gets underway. Score 3 for 35.
And I think that's what they got to do. He talked about it, just, nice. He's going to bowl full, relatively straight, Instead of trying to find power into the shot, just be looking for your singles, get through there. Just a consolidated period of time here will be the key.
So we'll get a good indication here of Nick Cullinane's calf and what he's able to do from the crease here. Let's see what his movement's like. Just rocks back into the crease. Not a lot of foot movement there, was there? He's pretty much anchored in the spot, just defending out into the offside.
Yeah, just getting a good look at it.
Our score predictor at the moment has the Sandgropers at around 140. I'll obviously hope to nudge that a little bit ahead of the line as Cullinane hits across the line. Man, that was fielding in at short mid-wicket. It was a hot chance, wasn't it? Got his hands to it. Couldn't quite cling to it at the end, and they'll get through for the single.
That was actually a great effort. It was to his left and having to move a fair way, as we'll see in the Enjoy Wine, Char Grill and Bar action replay. But it's one of those things, these type you need to stick. But, diving to his left, you just need those to stick.
Yep.
Great effort.
Ball just hit out towards the man on the 45 on the onside. So 3 for 36. Cullinane is 15. Jared Wyeth is 1. And Short again, another tidy stint here. Just the 3 runs so far from his opening over. Bowling from the Deakin Avenue end. A little bit of tail away as Wyeth is going aerial, and he'll find the gap on the offside and take it across the boundary for 4. So at the end of 6 overs, score is 3 for 40 here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. The Sandgropers winning the toss and batting first in this first session.
Yeah, welcome back to the game after a quick little break there. It's Darren Cheek here that's come on to take over from Pat, who's done a great job this morning. And g'day, Cass.
G'day, Cheeky.
First time I've seen you here this morning.
Well, mate, yeah, I know. It's look, how good is this? Once again, we spoke about how great Mildura is. Of course, the weather, sun's out. We talked about a bit of breeze there. Have a look at the trousers flapping. It's quite strong breeze.
It's quite windy out there. 35 k's I saw. So,
and can you sail on the Murray River? I suppose maybe there's a rowing club. I haven't seen a yacht club.
You can turn over on canoes. That's what you can do. But we got Nick Canane out here, Cullinane facing the ball, and he's struggling with a bit of a calf muscle there, but he's hasn't had any trouble of pulling that up over square leg and putting it over the boundary.
Well, I think it's the left calf, the left leg, so he just managed to clear it a little bit there. It's like a slog sweep, and at this stage of the innings with the fielding restrictions, there's going to be some gaps. He's identified square leg right there for him. I talked about earlier, Cheeky, too, with that strong breeze going straight down the ground towards the vineyard end. You want to be hitting with the breeze, and if you are going to go elevate, get underneath it, really give it some, this is the end to do it.
As he comes in and just plays a full ball, I think he's trying to get Nick to move his feet because of that calf strain, but he manages to tap it over to cover. As Nick launches into that, the ball's a little bit shorter, and as I said, he didn't really have to reach too much, and he just put that over the fence for a 6.
Well, I'm not sure. I think they might have signalled 4 with that. There's a bit of a talk about.
Do we need to look at that?
Yeah, no, I think he did signal 4. Oh, definitely 4.
Yep.
Yeah. No, but a good example there, as I said, around if you're going to go elevation, this is the end to hit it. Just go hard. I'm not suggesting that mishits are going to go all the way, but with that breeze at 35 kilometres an hour, you'd like to think that's going to carry it a little bit further than normal.
We've got Standall coming in again. bowling is little quick. I was thinking to say leggies, but he bowled a bit of a quick ball there and nearly sneaked it through with Nick trying to put it over in the same spot as the last ball.
Well, that's right. Just I suppose that line, if he's going on the leg stump line, he's going to go leg side, and he's looking for that slog sweep. He doesn't have to get too low.
He come in and he's pushed that a bit wider, and Nick hasn't had too much trouble just putting that down to mid-on.
And he's playing this really well because there's 2 boundaries already in the over, and it's just really simple here. You've got 9 runs. Don't take too many chances. No needed. You've got your majority of runs. Just another straight single. See how they go.
He comes in, and now the captain Wyeth has got it, and he's managed to put it past cover, and they run through for a single. And possibly 2, yes. They come back for a very quick 2. Very well run.
Yeah, great over.
You talked earlier about, and you've talked a lot about partnerships, and I think these 2 guys, Nick, I know in the past with Nick, he played in the Australian over 55 side last week, so he did have a rest day yesterday, so it's unfortunate for him to pull that calf, but he's a very smart cricketer, and he'll just graft her. I don't think the calf will really worry him too much. He might be just happy he doesn't have to run. And he'll just graft it around and put it in the spots. And then we got the captain at the other end. He's actually the chief of the Australian Masters. So
yeah, right.
We've got a couple of bosses out there at the moment.
Well, I think you're right. And it's, look, I was going into basics with partnerships and after obviously 3 early wickets, it's just around steadying it and making sure that you're there. And I think that last over is a great example. Obviously, with his injury, he's identified that he's going to slog sweep, use the breeze when it's there. Different story this end with Short, I think, with John Short, where he's a little sort of off-pace, little, I wouldn't even call him medium pace, would you?
No.
It's maybe a step.
But I think we said yesterday, Wiley, he put it up there and he's put it on the stumps and Nick just stepped way outside off stump and just did a nice little turn. But unfortunately, he just put it to the fine leg fieldsman.
I think they call that the ramp shot when you get underneath it. But when
there's
no pace.
Speed?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it might need a bit more pace for a ramp there. And he's just hit it down to a deep mid-wicket. Put it in and they just run through for a single.
Yeah, and look, that's sort of what you're going to be. Identify not only the areas when you're batting, the areas that your boundary might come from, but I think this breeze makes it really interesting which end and the difference there as well. And without the pace coming onto the bat, you've got to create
again and just puts it in the spot, the nice spot, and nothing can be done with Wyeth. Just taps it back to the bowler.
So I know that the score predictor has about almost 150 here. That's going to be a good target, and good if they can get that far.
Well, we saw last night as he comes in, and that's definitely gone all the way. He's just taken a little step forward. It was right in the spot, and there goes Billy Bowden.
Oh, I love it.
Doesn't he love it, eh? He doesn't wear out. He just keeps going.
He does, doesn't he? He's up early. I didn't see him on the walking tracks this morning, saving himself for the day. There's a lot of walking out the middle, I suppose, from square leg to the centre.
I reckon he gets up and does a few air squats, so. As Short comes back in for his 5th ball and gets an inside edge, and unluckily for him, misses the off stump, but of course lucky for Wyeth, and they run through for a single.
You'd think that Billy would have to warm up though, like as animated as he is.
Absolutely.
All the movements and with all the calls, I suppose. Or,
I think he definitely does.
He surely does.
Squats in the morning, 100 in the afternoon.
Is there a reserve umpire just in case Billy does a calf?
Oh, actually, I think that might be me.
Is it you? You might be on.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Cheeky. I would love to.
Yeah,
well,
wouldn't that be
I don't
funny?
want to see that necessarily, but yeah.
Look at that. He's turned around to do another little ramp off this slow bowling, and he's managed to get it away. He's tapped it around, and this grounds runs so fast. And he's put it down to the fine leg boundary.
Well, I'm going to take that back as far as exactly. And I think we talked about the structure of an over, building your over here. Another great over in that 12 runs off it.
That's right. They got the run rate up to nearly 8 now.
And I think that is the key. Is generally if you're hitting at least one boundary and over, and then your singles around it. But when you're getting 2, a 6 and a 4, all of a sudden, score predictor jumped up to nearly 160.
Yep, and you talked about last night, we had a magnificent game where the chase was around the 140 mark, and the victory came in the last ball of the night. So that's a good score predictor so far.
Oh, I think, and from where they started, right, with 3 early wickets to get to a score like 160, anything above that is going to be an absolute bonus.
Look, that first wicket was a ripper when they ran out. Jamie Lee, don't know what was happening there. Of course, he's a ex-New Zealand ODI player, so you'd want to get rid of one of those guys, wouldn't you? See him come out.
Oh, yeah. Look, and there's plenty of talent. Plenty of guys have actually been part of state squads, obviously grade cricketers.
Stendhal comes back on again, and Wyeth just leans back and just taps it down to maybe a deep forward point. And like you were saying, they're just doing it nice and easy, not taking too many risks. You're getting ramp shots off slow balls, all sorts of things happening out there. Oh, just when I say it. Oh, he's lucky. Just when I say it, he takes a bit of a risk and tries to slap it down the ground and skies it over the top of the bowler's head, and luckily that it just fell out of reach of the mid-off fieldsman running around.
Wonder if he's a golfer. Nick Cullinane is a golfer, because that's a perfect pitch.
Maybe he's going for our sponsor's 6th sign for the 25,000. And as we speak, he just, Wyeth, the captain, just drilled one down the ground for a beautiful drive down through mid-on.
And the best part about that, there's no risk to it. You know, use your feet and obviously just punch it down straight.
You can see the wind there in the background of that shot, that how much it's building up, and they expected to build a bit higher. Oh, beautiful. Ball was pitched up a bit. He managed to get forward to it on the full and fielded beautifully on the boundary. I'm not sure, I didn't pick up who the fielder was, but he came around and did the usual master's roll by bending over, grabbing that ball and stopping what would have been a definite 4.
I love what you said, that the master's role.
Yeah. Yeah. But the backs aren't quite as good anymore for bending over,
but you've got to make certain that you stop it.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's come down. He's pitched it just outside, off there, and he smacked it down again to a deep mid-off.
So that's the end of the over. The 9th over, 3 for 72 is the score, as we're going to a break right now.
Welcome back here to the coverage at the Mildura Precinct, a magnificent place to play cricket, and I've got Peter Walsh has joined back into our commentary again. Welcome, Peter.
Darren, thank you. It's been a good morning, and I tell you what, there have been some very, very interesting questions posed at the back of the commentary box, and the man who hasn't got the right of reply, because he's not sitting with us now at the moment, is Michael Kasparovich. And we will, as this ball is outside the off stump and it's cut the edges there, and so too is the boundary. The run there for Grant Nelson, who can't get near it, and Billy Bowden, who almost gets blown over by that gust of wind, signifies it's a boundary at 9.1 overs now, 3 for 76. And what we have been talking about, and it's been, unfortunately, injuries, and Darren, myself and Pat Silcox, who is the other caller, we're just wondering about what would happen if Michael Kasparovich got tapped on the shoulder and they said, mate, we need an extra fieldsman. He looks like he could play the game now, doesn't he?
Yeah, what the big thing about him being in the field, I think he still looks like he's got a wicked arm. He'd certainly whip him in pretty fast compared to a few of the boys.
Yeah, well, we won't ask him that because he's not here to defend himself.
There's a nice smart ball by Laird, is it? And he just put it outside off stump, and there was a little quick take by the keeper and took off the bails, but Wyeth hadn't really moved out of his crease.
It's amazing earlier on too where we saw Carlos was out without scoring. Now what have we spotted?
Oh, shit.
Looks like there. We have the movement in the station, and the movement provided by Darren Cheek, who's also the third umpire, and he's grabbed the two-way radio and he zipped out to check to see what's happening out there. There might have been a question about a possible stumping, and now I can see the communicative skills of Billy Bowden, joined in by the communicative skills of Darren Cheek, and there is the other umpire out there, Steve Eccles, and the wind is howling. Excuse me, it's not in the background any animals doing the howling, but it's the breeze, very strong indeed. And we wait now for things to get settled. So I can give you the situation here in this match. It's 3-4-76, 9.2 overs bowled. This is the Global Spirit of Cricket Festivale. This game coming to you at the Mildura Sports Complex. 3 for 76. Cullinan is 30 and Wyeth is 26. The last wicket falling with a score at 33. So it's a 43-run partnership. A 43-run partnership, which has been most productive because the wickets fell earlier on. Barranca was out for 17, preceded by Lee, who was run out for 1. And Carlos was out for no score. A tricky one too, that one. I'll talk about that in a sec. As the player's back now, and this ball is bowled by Laird, and it's knocked back down the onside, and there's no run. 9.3 overs gone. 3-4-76, and your BIT, Darren, back in town. We'll get you to embellish on where that little visit took you for the benefit of those who are hopefully enjoying our coverage in wild and windy Mildura on this, the 26th day of September. Hard to believe, into October. Get ready to plant your tomatoes.
Yeah,
sorry for the first week.
Sorry for quickly leaving you there, Peter. Yeah, we had the umpire, Billy Bowden, called, just wanted to check if there was a possible stumping with that other delivery, but no, he was definitely safe, and his foot was, probably only a couple of centimetres, but he was behind the line, no problem.
Well, you've got two-way radios. That's the only way that you can communicate, apart from, of course, waving at each other.
Yeah.
I see that happen often enough.
Well, we see Billy Bowden communicating to us like that, doesn't he? Jumping up and down and all around.
He does. We should also mention that because there was a little bit of consternation about the decision with Callis was out, and we had to wait for the decision, and that being the case, and the injury also, so we've got 5 minutes of extra time to be played. But what's going to happen now is there's going to be a bit of a catch-up, because with the score at 3 for 78 after 10 overs, halfway through the batting performance, Cullinan 31, Wyeth is 27, with drinks on the ground.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
it up, I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
Begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Introducing the 1-hour Spirit of Cricket presentation, an educational, engaging and entertaining short course that instills the true spirit of cricket. We believe in sportsmanship, fair play, respect, integrity and gratitude. These are the keys to playing cricket in its purest form. Ready to reinforce these values at your club or school? Contact the Spirit of Cricket to book a workshop today. Let's keep the spirit of cricket alive.
Wicket falls. It's about sportsmanship.
Hope you're enjoying. York, you might have had a cup of tea during the drink breaks. We've got some water here, and thank goodness, because this breeze is extremely strong and it's blowing the players from point A to point B, all their trousers flapping around in this very gusty breeze, together with a bit of dust that's been tossed about. So as we've got Darren Cheek and Peter Walsh behind the microphone at the moment, it's not easy out there. And this ball is swung away on the onside, hit crisply and cleanly out on the bounce to the man who's sweeping on the boundary, and they're able to get through for 1-3 for 79. As we've just finished 10 overs, so Cullinan on 31 and Wyeth on 27. And the partnerships have started to build. This is the big one. This has gone 45 runs now as this ball turned around the corner straight to backward of square, and there's no run.
Yeah, we talked earlier how good are two batsmen, Wyeth as the captain and Nick Cullinan, a very smart batsman, and they're just turning the strike around. But Short's back on the attack doing his little, what I call wily little medium slow paces. He's a smart bowler as he comes in, and he pushes that a bit wide, and Wyeth reaches out for that, and he's put that straight down the ground. Not sure. We'll have to wait to see the umpire to see if that was a 4 or a 6 there.
He hits the ball cleanly.
Yep, no, 4. So, yeah, one bounce before the boundary. Hit that very cleanly. Let that go. He probably might have got a wide out of that, but he didn't want that. He's taking the easy pickings if they're there.
Well, there's a few threes mixed up in this lot. So don't score a run now and we'll have another 3, but there is to be a drag away on the onside up to wideish mid-on, and they'll get through for 1. So it's now 3 for 84, Cullinan on 19, and Wyeth is on 32. Cullinan 32, Wyeth 32. So lots of threes as we get towards the end of 10.4 overs being bowled now. This score of 3 for 84 is not bad. Not bad at all.
Cullinan's limped back to face the ball again, and he's quickly just put it straight down to a deep mid-wicket for a single, and he'll just wander back to his spot at square leg.
Isn't it amazing? We had injuries yesterday. Of course, Darren Wilton was injured, and he stayed out there and made 104 and batted magnificently. He just smashed the ball all over the place, with All-Stars getting none for 185, and he had a chat to us yesterday saying he wasn't too bad, but he said the adrenaline kept him going. But he didn't play in
Beautifully
the
fielded.
game that was followed up, so a tough gig for him. 3 for 85 with 1 ball remaining. No, that is the end of the 11th over. Cullinan on 33 and Wise is on 32 as we have Patrick Silcox who's going to jump in. Thanks, Darren, who was
Peter.
officiating as a third umpire as well, rendering assistance to Billy Bowden and to Steve Eccles. So we're surrounded by those who are working throughout this particular fortnight of substance, and we've seen some very good cricket, and this will continue. We've got a massive day on Sunday. We've got cricket starting early in the day and going all the way through, and we'll go through the ladder too that we have mentioned earlier on. EV2 cricket played 2 and have won 2. RJR All-Stars played 2 and have won 2. And the Phoenix Firebirds are 2 and they've lost 2. So a bit of a mixed bag at the moment as we welcome you back, Pat, and welcome you back to see the big fella. The big fella in action. Number 20, looking the goods. The blue is magnificent. I love this uniform.
Yeah.
It's very bright. And the score is 3 for 85.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the breeze out there, Walshy. It certainly is picking up, as we saw during the drinks break, that our Be Live crew have just lowered the scissor list down a little bit, just a precautionary measure. Make sure the boys are okay up there. But looking at the weather prognosis, looks like the breeze will die down a little bit across the afternoon, and hopefully by tonight we'll have another beautiful evening as we did last night here under lights.
Yeah, I've got a curly one for you.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's pretty straightforward, but there was a big appeal when Craig Carlis was out there.
Yep.
And it looked as if he was out stumped. That was the case. So, all right, he's out of his crease. The wicketkeeper rips the bails off in a hurry. McFadden, he's out stumped. But then we have information sharing that he got a touch on the way through and was caught behind. So, in effect, he wasn't out twice, obviously.
No.
Couldn't be. But which is the decision that is looked at first?
Well, the funny thing was, Walsh, is that I thought the umpire actually signalled the wide, which made me think that it was a stumping off a wide. So if he's hit it, it isn't a wide, obviously.
No.
So a little bit of confusion, but it's gone down in the scorecard as caught McFadden bowled Steindl. So, yeah, one of those anomalies that you don't see present very often, but certainly happened earlier this morning as Wyeth is leaning back and heading down the onside and timing that beautifully as it goes all the way for 4. The man who was fielding it long on didn't have that far to get to the ball, and he had no chance in the end. He dived across the carpet there but couldn't reel it in. And the Sandgropers are slowly building here, aren't they, Walshy? 3 for 90 now, almost through 12 overs. Wyeth 36. Cullinan is 34. He's been gallant, that calf injury, but he's continuing to score freely and turn the strike over.
Now, Laughing Laurie from Longford, he's a scorer of substance. He is very good friends with Stan, the statistician from Stradbroke Island.
Gee, you've done that well.
And they'd be looking at what we're talking about, the fact that a player was given out stumped, and then that wasn't reverse the decision, nothing like that, but then, okay, there'd also been a tickle of the bat through to the keeper and he was out caught. So thanks to Laurie and to Stan for passing on that detail. It's 3 for 30 after 12 overs. The last wicket falling with a score at 33. So this partnership, let's work that out, that's 57 runs. And with just 12 overs being sent down, and with these two guns at the wicket, they are, with 57 runs of 42 deliveries, building up to a score that you would think 8 overs to go. They might push deep into 150, 160, do you think?
Oh, the Wasp has got them at about 162, but yeah, I'm thinking 150-ish, depending on if they can keep this partnership rolling. It's imperative, I think, to the Sandgropers as they look to post a defendable tally, 57 from 42 balls in 36 minutes. As we just wait for some adjustments in the field, I'll quickly have a look at the scores around the grounds. Walshy, first up at the John Hall Oval. Mildura West, it's the Saxon Kings 5 for 104. That's after 13 overs. As Cullinan is opening his blade and hitting out through the offside, they'll get through for 1. So in addition to the tally there, 3 for 91. We've also got a game on at the moment at the Mildura Senior College. Lightning Storm certainly making a fair fist of their opening start None for 131 after 13. So they're on track for a score around 200.
And they lost their first game, so that's going to be a big result, as is this going to be a big result, as it's lofted away. It might be a maximum. It might have gone all the way from where we are. I think it has. Yeah, that's a big hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big blow.
It was a foolish delivery outside the off stump from Sipple, who put it up there. And Gerard Wyeth, we saw this a bit from him last year. He's such a clean stroke maker, just hits through the line beautifully, makes it look effortless, and that was a great strike. He's advanced quickly, hasn't he, to 42 now from 24.
Looking good.
This time he's hitting up, maybe a hand on it from Sipple, but it's powerfully struck and goes for another boundary.
Hit that very strongly, just back past the bowler on the follow-through. There was no way known that the reflexes were quick enough for up goes the hand and a possibility of a catch, but how good was that? Mighty shot straight down the ground.
So we move on to our Taringa Oval in Golgol. Territory Blasters won the toss, elected to bat. They are 2 for 97 at the end of 14. 2 for 97. So the runs are flowing pretty freely this morning, albeit in difficult conditions. Strong breeze. Players having to deal with that, there's no question. So to our cameraman at the moment, who are doing a great job for us, bringing you these pictures.
Yeah, well done, Callum, and well done, Chris. As the next ball pulled away on the onside for 1. And we have had, now, you know, when you're going for the Guinness Book of Records, you need to have a couple of people who are going to make a judgment as to whether or not everything is above board. We've had an entry from Steve Eccles, who's one of the umpires.
Right.
Now, my understanding is this next ball is swung away on the onside, on the bounce, racing in and picking up quickly is Do Me Willie. William Moggs, 3 for 102. The world record for the amount of glucose snakes that have been demolished in one sitting.
Glucose snakes?
Yeah, you had some.
Oh, I had a few.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think I broke a world record.
No, not
though.
you.
Okay.
No, the man who bought the snakes. You're not getting any credit.
No.
You just ate them.
Yep.
But look, that's one of the issues I want to talk to Michael Kaspovich about. Is when you're out there and it's a day like today, you have your drinks break and you can call for the drinks occasionally. But what do they do? We'll find out in a sec. 3 for 104 is our situation here at the Spirit of Cricket Festivale.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
Score continues to move quickly. It's 3 for 104, that ball outside the off stump. The ball cleanly collected by the wicketkeeper and the bails removed by Glenn McFadden, but there was no one creeping out of his crease. And Cullinan stays at 36. Wyeth, who's on strike, is 48. 3 for 104, starting the end of the 13th over has just been completed. This next ball driven back down the ground and they go through for a single. So it's 3 for 105. And you've got an update on the breeze, Patrick, and it's pretty wild out there.
Yeah, we're gusting up around the 50 kilometre an hour mark at the moment. So as we said, it is challenging conditions for all and sundry here this morning.
Yeah, that there is no doubt. That ball, well, it was on leg stump and the batsman backed away to the offside and was able to just with the blade turn it round the corner neatly behind square. 3 for 105. Callanan 36. And Wyeth, one shy of getting a half century. He's on 49. And the next ball out into the covers and there's no run. And so with the risk of being repetitive, we say well done to Callum and Chris who are up there. And their job is to see if they can get as many pictures to us via our camera crew. And they're doing a wonderful job. Joel, Todd and Sonny making up the talented TV people as this next ball is played away for a boundary. And this becomes threatening. This is a very, very impressive score. Billy Bowden now with the glasses on and the dust in his eyes. 3 for 109, 1 to go to finish the 14th over.
Just a little bit more detail from that game between Lightning Storm and Phoenix Firebirds for you, Walshy. Out of that score of none for 147 from the Storm, Adnan Khawaja 98 from 62.
Wow.
So he's on track for a ton and has struck 17 fours and 1 6 in that innings.
Another century coming up, which is all good, particularly when we're at T20s.
Yeah.
You don't get much of a chance to go out there and organise yourselves. It's right, let's go out there and no slap and tickle. Let's just go wham bam, thank you ma'am. 3 for 109. This ball wide of the off stump and driven down the ground, and they will go through for the single. Hit hard, hit strongly, but straight to the fieldsman in the deep, and they walk through. 3 for 110. They're continuing to push and probe and looking good. It's good cricket to watch.
Been a great stand, hasn't it? So they're under tremendous pressure when the score got to 3 for 33, but these two have really got the ship back on track, and the Wasp has them at 168 at the moment. Partnership is 77 from 54 balls in 42 minutes. Jared Wyeth, as you mentioned, Walshy just 1 run shy of his half century. Cullinane has also been building. He's 41 from 33.
And you can tell the limp, can't you? He's just hobbling along there.
Now the question is back on the EV2 cricket boys. They need to find a breakthrough here.
What a weird game it's been. 1 for 1, 2 for 32 and 3 for 33. And you're thinking, well, they could get knocked over within the 20 overs. Well, now it's 3 for 110. This partnership very, very productive. Man wearing number 12 emblazoned on his bat starts the new over, which is pulled down the ground with strength and authority, and it goes all the way to the boundary. Another strong shot. Wyeth and Cullinane doing the running and doing the not too much running there because the ball would just hit straight to the boundary.
It was nicely timed, wasn't it? And Sipple, who certainly played a big role last night, hasn't quite got himself where he needs to be, and they've looked to cash in on some balls that have been a wee bit over-pitched, and they've certainly maximised their boundary scoring opportunities.
Wide of the off stump is cut behind point, and they're going to go for one. Oh, an attempt to stop the ball with the foot from Adami. That could be so dangerous if you step on the ball out there.
Yep.
Well, he wasn't able to pick it up cleanly. Some bodies that are taking its toll there, the breezes. We said over 50 Ks, and it's tough at the moment. 3 for 116. This ball outside the off stump, and it's hit into the ground wide of the keeper, and they'll go through for just the single. The man who isn't doing too much running, Nick Cullinane, because he's crook. He's got, which is not crook, but he's got a sore bone in his body, or a sore part of his body that isn't working at maximum capacity. 3 for 117, 14.3 overs gone. Sipple outside the off stump, and it's dragged away on the onside, and it might have just fallen shy. Did it or not?
No, it was certainly on the full to Kratzman, who couldn't handle it, and Wyeth goes through luckily to his half century. Moves to 50 from 30 deliveries. Looked to take it downtown with the breeze. Just didn't quite get enough elevation on it, but a little bit of fortune comes his way with the ever reliable Andrew Kratzman.
Yes.
Unable to handle it down there.
They might be able to pick up what did happen. Things are going at 1,000,000 miles an hour here, I can tell you. This ball is pulled away or on the onside, hit strongly with power, and also the direction was good, and the finishing result was even better. Sipple, 3.4 overs, none for 38. Cullinane, and that is a maximum. Cullinane is not out 54 off 37 deliveries, and he's crook. Or he's got a sore groin or a sore thigh or sore everythings. And that was a powerful blow, wasn't it?
He's favoured the leg side, hasn't he, in this injury run he's endured. He's looked to try and heave the ball across onto the onside whenever the opportunity arises, and he timed that one beautifully.
Didn't he? He's just going for a walk, and he can't walk all that well either. Getting himself sorted out and ready to go. He's 54. Wyeth is rendering much assistance. This ball, he attempts to drag it away on the onside, hits him on the pad, and will bounce away towards forward of point. Wicketkeeper does the cleaning up. And that with 1 ball remaining in the over, is it or not? That's the end of the over, is it? 15 gone. It's 3 for 124.
Alliance Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
And we're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct as the Sandgropers continue to build in this first session. 3 for 124 after 15. We're moving into power play number 3 here at the back end, and it's going to be Willie Moggs. He'll take up the attack. See if they can't get a breakthrough here. EV2 cricket, as we can see, skipper Kratzmann busy moving the troops into their designated positions. And these two have really taken the ascendancy away. This partnership approaching 100 now. Wyeth is 50 from 30 and Cullinane 54 from 38.
This is one of the best partnerships in the tournament when you're getting up around the 100 mark.
Yeah, it's a rearguard action, and it was certainly needed at the time with the score at 3 for 33. So we wait on Moggs. As he hustles through from the Deakin Avenue end, the ball's hit out towards mid-wicket. And a shy at the stumps out there. The batsmen are through safely for the single.
Hot and dusty here. Is Mildura known for its dust, or is this just one of these freakish days, or what?
Oh, look, I think certainly in the last 5 or 10 years we've churned out a few dust storms just for sheer lack of rain in the district and surrounds. I was talking to one of the EV2 boys. He asked the same question. I said, is this wind a normal occurrence? And I said, well, this time of year, the seasonal change from winter into spring, we do get the odd windy day or two. Not generally this late into September, but certainly is blowing up a bit of a treat today as Cullinane again profits on a ball pitch down the leg side, picks up another boundary, 3 for 129. He's scored now to 58 from 39, so he's run down Wyeth, who had his measure there for a little while.
The boundary away from the 100 partnership. This ball with the top hand leaving the bat and the stroke being played by just the one hand, and they pick up a single, or do they? We watched. And I'm just waiting to see. No, they didn't. 3 for 129. 3 balls remaining in this over. It's 15.3 down. This ball is hit off the front foot. Elegant shot, but straight to the fieldsman. It's thrown back on the bounce. That was Nelson who got in quickly. And the score to 3 for 130. 2 balls remaining to finish off this over. It's 15.4 down. And 3 for 130. The partnership worth 97 runs, and it could be worth 100 now as that's dragged away on the onside. Now on the bounce, good fielding, the ball hit cleanly and the ball retrieved and thrown back, and the applause comes because with the breeze as it is, to keep that throw straight is a challenge in itself. 3 for 131, 1 ball remaining in the 16th. 15.5 overs. This ball outside the off stump, a cut, and that's going to bring up the century partnership. Good shot. Elegant. Didn't have to put a massive amount of speed in the shot with the bat and worked it away wide of Andrew Steindl, who did the running. He couldn't get near it. 3 for 135. The partnership now 102 off 66 deliveries in just 51 minutes. Cullinane is 50. And Wyeth is 52. This is a bold performance. 3 for 135 is the score here at a magnificent complex here. Out the road from the middle of Mildura, only 10 or 15 minutes, if that. But everyone here is enjoying what we find is a pretty good game of cricket, Patrick.
Yeah, it is. Certainly the tone has changed, hasn't it, in the last half an hour, with the Sandgropers really starting to get away from EV2 cricket, as it looks like is that the skipper is going to bring himself into the attack. He senses that now's the time to make a breakthrough, and he's going to take it upon his broad and lofty shoulders, Andrew Kratzmann, as he just looks to get his fieldsman set. We can still see those trees making way for the wind, which has been a real factor too in this opening session today.
Which side, of course, unbeaten. Only two sides that haven't lost a game. 2 wins to EV2 Cricket and also to RJR All-Stars. And they look to be good. They pinched that victory last night. It was an absolute ripper. We just kept on playing and playing and playing and said, it's time to go home. We've been here all day.
Yeah, had everything, didn't it? Had that above the waist no ball on the last over, the boundary, the drop catch by the keeper almost. It was battle stations there in the last 5 or 10 minutes. As you mentioned, EV2 Cricket just finding a way to grind it out and pick up their second victory.
Which do you prefer as a caller? Do you like the 45 over concept, or do you like the T20s that we're doing now?
Oh, I think they're both great, Walsh. You enjoy both formats of the game. I think you generally see, obviously, more prolonged innings from the batsmen at the wicket. They've got longer to get themselves set and then build a real big tally, where here it's that from ball one sort of stuff, isn't it? You've got to get on with it. And it's just really interesting to see how all the players adapt their style, as Kratzmann's going to start off around the wicket. Right arm ball is hit out towards the point boundary. They've got a man on patrol there, and it's fired back in by Paul Adami. Back into the keeper, so nicely worked by the Sandgropers. 3 for 136. As Walshy mentioned, this partnership now up over 100, 103 off 67 deliveries. So with 4 or so overs to go, the Wasp has got them at around 175, as Kratzmann's going to bowl that one with angle across the right-hander, and it will be a wide. Not quite sure what he's thinking starting up around the wicket to the right-handers here, Walsh. You got any insight for me?
Yep. Runs continuing to flow around all of the venues. You mentioned in your last update that Khawaja had got the ton.
So dear, there's some trouble here. No, it's the runner that put me off. I thought we had 2 blokes at the same end. That ball was smashed back at Kratzmann. Got him in the breadbasket, couldn't quite handle it. And they scampered through for another single.
3 for 138, 16.2 overs bowled. Cullinane 64, Wyeth 53. Kratzmann is smacked back over the top. Good shot down the ground on the onside. Bounces into the deep. Picturesque spot of the wine's growing. You a drinker of wine, or do you drink anything?
No, I'm a bit like you. I'm a teetotaler. I enjoy the soft drink.
You?
Yep.
What a hero you are in my mind now.
Don't know about a hero, but
no, not
just as the older you get, Walshy, the harder it is to back up, and it's. I've just left that alone, I reckon, for the last 10 years now.
Oh, well done. But some vineyards that are worthwhile looking at, just going out and seeing what goes on. It's really quite remarkable. Really quite remarkable. There's not quite as remarkable as that shot that's driven straight back down the ground over the bowler's head for 4. Kratzmann being dealt with the full face of the willow, and that went quickly and without any issues. It just flew back over the top and down to the fence for 4. 1 ball remaining in this over, 3 for 143. Now, Kratzmann's talking to the umpire out there, Umpire Eccles. I'm not sure what the discussion was, but he's going to come in and bowl the last ball of this over. Round the wicket. Oh, slow full toss, and that's thumped away on the onside, out towards the boundary, and the batsman will go through just for the single. The bounce comes back to Kratzmann, who bends over, picks it up and flicks it back into the system. Cullinane is 69. Wyeth is 54. It is 3 for 144. 1 more over from me, and then we'll let Darren jump back in. And for those who are following the dulcet tones of Michael Kasparovich, he hasn't left the building. He's got things that he needs to do regarding where he's at and the reason why he's here. And the reason why he's here is to entertain us with some really good stories, and having a person of substance here is all good value, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just some great IQ that we're getting from Casper. It's part of our coverage, the Global Spirit of Cricket Festivale, of course, today, coming to you from the Mildura Sporting Precinct. As it looks like it will be John Short to return to the bowling duties here. 3 overs to go, and the score at 3 for 144. I feel like the Sandgropers are now a little bit more comfortable with their decision to win the toss and bat first, after it was a little bit scratchy in the first power play. Short is very animated, trying to get the men where he needs them to be. So he's got one more over left of his 4-over stint. 3 overs, none for 26. Anthony Telfer's just sent through a message to say we've had another Centurion. We're all over it, of course, with Adnan Khawaja.
Yep.
Short.
That's good. More information to follow in a sec. This first ball of the next over, tap behind square on the offside, and they go through for a single. Last night in the absolute thriller from Mildura, 8 for 145 was the score that was obtained by EV2 Cricket. They defeated Saxon Kings, who made 7 for 144. So those two scores, and we're 145 for 3 with a couple of overs remaining. So that's, pretty good indication as to where the scores might finish. I think we're a bit optimistic in looking at 200s too often, but this is a pretty good representation of early collapse, early calamity, good, strong, tough resilience being shown. Cullinane 70, Wyeth 55, 3 for 146. Cullinane, the man who's got a sore body, takes that on the full, reverse sweep, and it goes behind square, or in front of point actually. It finished up there, and they go through for a single. And if you're looking at where we are, it looks like Jaffers are running across the ground, the Orange Brigade.
Yes.
Going from left to right, and the breeze blowing them in all sorts of different directions. This ball dragged across the body, down the ground past mid-on, and there'll be 1 run. They push and they shove and they get through. 3 for 148. Cullinan on 71 and Wyeth on 56. Darren Treek, I should say, to jump in a moment with you, Patrick, to take us through to the end of this 20th over, which isn't too far away. And there's a stumping. He jumped down the wicket, tried to knock it away. And let's give a big round of applause. And the bowler does too. Short gets across and says, well batted, Cullinan. And they all do, because he's got the speed wobbles. He injured himself early and he's now wobbling off the ground. Well batted. He is out for 71. And that's getting close to the end of the innings. They're both walking off the ground now, aren't they?
Yes, Baranka, of course, was
with
his
the
man.
runner. Yeah,
he was the man that did all the heavy lifting for him. As we watched it, Cullinan a long way down, unable to make contact. You can see that he was really favouring that leg with the calf injury there as he tried to make contact with the ball. And the high fives with the gloves all around there as he makes his way off the MSP. And it looks like Craig Broomhall is the new man. We've got one more ball to go. We'll just get through this and take a break with Darren Cheek to pop in shortly. And well, let's see where this is going to take us now as Jared Wyeth just barks a few instructions to his new man out in the middle. It'll be a case of bat on ball. Let's continue to turn the strike over and find the gaps. So the run rate at 8.3.
It's not bad, is it?
It's pretty good, considering where they were after the first 5 or 6 overs. So they're hopeful of getting up somewhere in the vicinity of 170, which you feel like will be a pretty decent score with the conditions that are presented today. That extra bit of breeze will make certainly fielding difficult after the change of innings break. Short in his last ball here of his 4-over spell. And the ball's played out into the offside. They've got men in the ring to cover that. Willie Moggs does the job. End of 18 overs. Score is 4 for 148. Pat Silcox and Darren Cheek with you here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct as we move into this second day of the T20 component of the Global Spirit of Cricket Festivale. And unfortunately, Cheeky may be straight on the microphone here as he's looking at some information coming in from the umpires out in the middle. Might just isolate him momentarily. He might just need to attend to that walkie-talkie, Cheeky. You just drop the headset off. We'll pick you up in a moment as it's going to be Steindl. He's looking to bowl his 4th over. He's in operation from the the vineyard end here at the MSP is Cheeky's good to go. Good comeback from the Sandgropers, this, isn't it?
Fantastic. Fantastic, Pat. I was here 6-7 overs ago, and we talked about how we need a partnership, and what do you get? What do you get better than that? 100-odd partnership, and as Steinel comes back on and puts one outside off, and it's just pulled over mid-wicket. Magnificent shot for a boundary. But yeah, we talked about the need of that long partnership, and what about these calf muscles? Like yesterday we saw a calf muscle go. Usually when a runner comes out, it's confusion and there's run-outs, but no, today we get another calf muscle runner, and he makes a magnificent score. Stein comes back. He looks like he did a little bit of an in-swinger there, come into the wicket, but it wasn't too much problem for the captain, Wyeth, and he puts it down to long on.
He's a good mover, Jared Wyeth, isn't he? He makes things look very easy. He's very athletic. And he certainly got himself off to a good start here. 56 from 36 deliveries.
Steinel back in and just puts it a full ball up onto off stump, and it's driven down to the ground. And great field. The fieldsman came across and dived to stop the ball, but managed just to tap it forward a bit, and they came through for a second run. I loved it how Cullinan, when he was batting, because he's got that calf, he just locked his feet down and just grafted it around everywhere. As we see the ball again driven down to mid-on or mid-wicket. He just stood there and got his feet locked into a position, and he either did his little ramp shots or he did one reverse there, but he was just playing the game.
Yeah, just played within his limitations perfectly. As Wyeth is heaving out onto the onside, he'll get out towards long on. EV2 Cricket have got a man stationed out there on the cone, so just the single. Score is 4 for 159. One more ball to go of this, the 19th over. The Wasp has got them at the moment, 172. As this time it's beautifully bowled by EV2 Cricket. And the new man, Brumel, is going to make his way off the ground. It was right on the money, wasn't it? Right on the crease line in the block hole. It was beautifully bowled.
Beautifully bowled.
Steindl has been a key contributor with the ball. It's proven to be over the past couple of games for EV2 Cricket. He bowled a good stint last night, and he picks up his third wicket here this morning.
As we see the replay on the Enjoy the Wine Char Grill replay, and look, I think Broomhall, it was nothing wrong with what he did. He stepped back away to try and put it away to the boundary, but Steiner was just too clever. Saw him move and just did a full ball. Bounced right on the crease line, straight under his bat. And he's off with only 6 balls left remaining in the game. Well, I think you've pretty well got to do that with every ball now, don't you?
Yeah, I agree.
You've got to try and make something out of it if you can. And he could have been lucky and got a little inside edge to that and put it down to the fine leg boundary. So you need to go that. We've still got another 5 wickets in hand.
Yep, 5 for 159. We'll give you a quick run through some of the other games around town shortly as we just wait for this wicket changeover. In fact, we might just see what we can do with that now. Saxon Kings, 7 for 148 off 19 overs in their game against the RJR All-Stars. Now the game at Mildura Senior College, Lightning Storm, 1 for 196. I think that's at the end of their 20. We'll check in and see how Adnan Khawaja finished up. We knew that he'd made 100 only a matter of 5 or 10 minutes ago. Check the scorecard. He was out for 113 off 70 deliveries.
Fantastic.
So Adnan Khawaja certainly fawning on some good form.
Just shows how good the Masters cricket is, that you're never too young and you've still got the talent and the love for the game, and that's what all this spirit of cricket's all about. Come out and get a fantastic ton like that. We've got Lurd back into the attack now, and he comes in and just again bowls it full, and the skipper can't get it away. I think that's the trick now. They just got to keep getting it up full, getting it right under their bat.
Todd Zani is the new man, joining Wyeth as he advances 3 or 4 steps and rocks back and hits it over cover. What a shot that is. All the way to the fence for 4. And he just makes batting look easy, doesn't he?
Doesn't he? He's gone to 68 now for 41 balls. Yeah, we've got Todd Zani just come in from the other end, as he's affectionately known, Teddy Z. And he's the VC of the vice captain of the WA side. That plays in the Nationals, I understand. So there's another very experienced cricketer that's come out to finish off this over, finish off this innings.
5 for 163. We're in the 20th over. 4 balls remain. Wyeth is 68 as he advances and just takes it down the leg side. He's got a fair piece of bat on that, and that is going to get to the boundary for another 4. So Wyeth 72, 5 for 167.
I think that was a bit like we talked before, that the ball wasn't too bad. It was in the little spot to try and get the dot ball, but he just managed to get that inside edge, and it just trickled down. And because you don't usually have anyone down there at fine leg with the wide calls down leg side, so it's a great spot. That's where we saw Nick Cullen, and of course he did all these little ramps, little smart shots, just getting to that area.
So Leard now needs to fight back, as again he's angling down the leg side. Hands go to the head, and Wyeth has found another one. 3 consecutive boundaries, and the score is 5 for 171.
How good's that? We talked about earlier the 140, expecting the 140, 145, and this is going to be a good score, good game. And to think 5 for 171, what was it? 3 for about
3 for 33.
3 for 33.
Yeah, yep.
Fantastic.
Certainly proving to be a high run-scoring venue during daytime hours. Nice flat track and rapidly fast outfield.
Well, the wind's helping that when they're hitting with it like they are at the moment. Leard comes in to bowl the 5th delivery of the over. And he goes to the big swing, and it looks like we might have another stumping there.
So Wyeth is on his way for 76, and Leard finally, after 3 boundaries, manages to get the ball where he needed it to be. Wyeth continually was advancing down the pitch at every single delivery. He's a little bit frustrated with himself. He knows that he's just left a little bit out there, but there's only 2 balls to go. He's certainly done a massive job for the Sandgropers.
Well, as we see the replay here, that it was the ball. It was a bit shorter than the others, and certainly he will go off disappointed just because he'd feel that he finally got that little short ball that he can put out over the fence, and he's gone easily.
Yep, nice bit of work there from Glenn McFadden, who's been tidy behind the stumps. As we see, it looks like Steve Gollan, who's going to make his way out to the middle.
Golly, as they call him.
He was an integral part of this competition last season, and of course played with the Australian over 50s outfit. He was part of the O55s, I believe, last week, so he'll have a little bit of confidence and form that he'll be able to bring, albeit to the last couple of balls of the innings. Difficult situation, Cheeky, to come out at this point of time. You've got nothing to lose, really, have you? Nothing to win either, so you just got to get bat on ball.
One ball. You wonder you come out with pads on.
So 1 to go.
What's he going to do with this?
He's going to give it an almighty heave, I reckon, as he advances, and he's out bowled. Last ball of the innings, so Leard finishes strongly with 2 for 29 from his 4 overs, and the Sandgropers will finish with the score at 7 for 171. Still a mighty performance considering, as you mentioned, Darren, that they were 1 for 1, 2 for 33, 3 for 33. It was the partnership between Cullinane and Wyeth that really got them back on track, taking the score from 33 to 148. And as we mentioned, they finished with the score at 171. Quickly through the card for you. First man out was Lee, run out for 1. Then Baranka was out bowled Steindl for 17. Callies caught McFadden bowled Steindl for no score. Cullinane was stumped. McFadden bowled short for 71. Broomhall bowled Steindl for 3. And the last man to fall, not the last man to fall, second last man to fall, Gerard Wyeth stumped McFadden bowled Leard for 76. And Gollan bowled Leard first ball for no score. So 7 for 171 off 20 overs. Leading wicket takers, Steindl 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 31. And Leard 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 29. We're going to take a approximately 10-minute change of innings break, and then we'll be back for the second session as we see the Sandgropers out in the field and EV2 cricket chasing a target of 172 for victory.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
It begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Introducing the 1-hour Spirit of Cricket presentation, an educational, engaging and entertaining short course that instills the true spirit of cricket. We believe in sportsmanship, fair play, respect, integrity and gratitude. These are the keys to playing cricket in its purest form. Ready to reinforce these values at your club or school? Contact the Spirit of Cricket to book a workshop today. Let's keep the spirit of cricket alive.
Wicket falls. It's about sportsmanship.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh, yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure is in Mildura and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
It begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Introducing the 1-hour Spirit of Cricket presentation, an educational, engaging and entertaining short course that instills the true spirit of cricket. We believe in sportsmanship, fair play, respect, integrity and gratitude. These are the keys to playing cricket in its purest form. Ready to reinforce these values at your club or school? Contact the Spirit of Cricket to book a workshop today. Let's keep the spirit of cricket alive.
Wicket falls. It's about sportsmanship.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
Biograin grows organic grains for strength, vitality and joy. Every grain carries the strength of the land, bringing real nourishment to every table. Because health isn't just about eating well, it's about living fully. Organic nutrition meets senior cricket. Alliance Biograin and CCMC, nourishing seniors, one meal, one match, one moment of joy.
Welcome back. Hope you've enjoyed where you've been going. We've been going in goal directions. Now you might say, goal, what's that? Well, goal is one of the playing fields we went to when we first arrived in Mildura, and some people who were working with the Canadian team too, really nice ladies who were scorers. They said, what does goal mean? And not coming from Mildura, I didn't know, so I said, look, I'm sorry, I don't know. But I found out, and she said, you know what goal means in India? Now, they live in Canada, but they were born in India. She said, going around with no clear direction in your life.
Right.
And I said, that suits me very nicely indeed. So, no, delightful people, and that's who we have been meeting right throughout our coverage in the last week and a bit. This is the Mildura Sporting Complex, the Precinct. And we've got the first ball, and Michael Kaspovich jumps back into the commentary box, and I say good afternoon to you all, as I'm scratching out notes from the end of the Sandgropers v EV2, the score 7 for 171. What did you spot as we say hi and welcome back?
Oh, look, it's good. It's great to be back here, back in the seat for the second ball, just outside off stump. That first ball was a full toss, driven, and a drop catch at mid-off. I was up almost celebrating the wicket at the very first ball, but unfortunately I had to sit back down like everyone else.
Well, that's frustrations. This ball is wide, all right, and Billy, you're going to have to walk a fair way. He's almost disappeared from shot to signify that. He's gone to another suburb.
He went next postcode, you reckon?
I could be. Our camera crew and our production staff are doing some brilliant things now. They might, in effect, see a catch being caught. It's in the air.
That was the first ball.
Oh, that was the first ball. That's a replay.
Of the first one.
And I thought he caught that too.
Well, it went in and out, but the next one, I think the next ball, it's actually gone for 4. The third ball after the wide, legitimate ball over, was punched straight down the ground. I think we've just went back to the replay and we just missed that.
What a start. How much frenetic action do you see when you've got a T20 going on?
Tony, Bill Laurie, it's all happening here.
Yeah,
in Mildura.
Billy was there.
Was that it?
That's it, yeah, close enough. Now that ball is over-pitched and hammered out off the front foot through the covers for 4. No doubt about that shot. That was bold and brave, but importantly, hit perfectly. And go you, Billy, that's the call. He does the right things. The score earlier on was 7 for 171. The Sandgropers getting to be very competitive with that total. And the chase is on now. Getting towards the end of the first over. It's no wicket for 8 with... not for 9 it is. Well, Nelson's on 8. And he does the waiting. And he waits for that ball onto the blade and cuts off the back foot. And it slides out into the cover area and there's no run. Now, that's my mate out there, is it? No, I'm just thinking that's... Oh, it is Marcus Bellchambers, the basketballer.
Yep.
That's him.
Tasmania.
Yep, last ball of this first over. And an attempt to drag it away on the onside. Billy goes away and says that's the end of the over. It's none for 9.
He's got to collect his hat, that's why.
It's so wild. And just on Marcus Bellchambers, I'm not sure whether you were aware yesterday, he came up and said hello. And we had a good chat. He used to play for the Tassie Devils in Tasmania. Very popular player. And he's the tallest player, I'd say, in this competition, is he not? He's taller than you, isn't he?
Oh, he's got a couple of inches, yep.
Yeah, well, you'd be, what, 6'7", 6'8"?
No, I'm 6'4", is what I claim. I think I think Mark, he said he's about 6'6", but as you get older, you shrink.
Is that what it is?
I think he's long. He's long. And what I love about it, too, is that he's always loved cricket.
Yeah.
He's out playing cricket, had the ability now in a Masters or Veterans capacity. He's out there just loving it, playing the game that he loves.
Now, I've got a curly one for you. And we're not putting any pressure on you, but I'm just interested to see how you go with this one. How old are you at the moment, please?
53.
53. All right. Now,
I think I qualify for this tournament.
Well, there's a lot of injuries, and I'm saying that I'm not suggesting that you have to grab the clobber and go out and play, but for those that are at your age who haven't played for our country, Australia, as you have, there's a time in your lives to think, hey, look, I might be able to get back into some competitive work, and this sort of cricket could be exactly what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. And I think the Australian team, there's over 40s. I think they went to Pakistan last year or earlier in the year. And the 50s are going all over the place as well, aren't they? There's tours all the time, and I think that's, like you said, the opportunity to represent your country.
Yeah.
That's the bonus of it all. And well, look, to be honest, there's a selection, policy and process you got to go through. I'm not sure about bowling workloads.
No.
That,
You only have to bowl a certain number, though.
Well,
you could do that. You could be my hero. Now tell me, and I'm being honest, have you been approached at all by anyone to have a think about, because you fit into an age bracket, would there be any competitive juices gushing through your body to suggest, oh, look, I really enjoyed my trip to Mildura and I still mix with a lot of cricketers. This is all good. I know I've got a son who represented Australia and he's full throttle.
That's rugby union.
Oh, yeah, realise that, yeah. With the different sport, this one is turned off the toes just behind square on the onside. They think about one. It's none for 10. Nelson is 8 and Bellchambers is 1. But, I mean, I'm just wondering about how recruits, do they ring up and do they say, look, I know there's a side and I'd like to be able to put my name forward? Is that how it works?
I've been asked 15 times in one day if I'd play in their team during this tournament.
Right,
and,
15. So that's nothing original with what I've just said to you.
Well, as far as being asked, and I think the way it is that if you play these tournaments, you get spotted, then you get asked to represent. There was an Australian team actually in the first week of the tournament down here, certainly before the Australasian version.
Yes.
There was an American team. I think there was a Canadian team as well.
Yes, correct. New Zealand.
New Zealand as well. So, around the planet all converged down in Mildura, all for an international Masters T20.
First ball of a new over, smack down the ground, hit beautifully off the front foot. That's going to whistle across this green grass and it's into the boundary for 4. No wicket for 14. Do you do much bowling, say, in the nets now, or do you do much in terms of cricket at all? No?
No.
No. You don't want to?
No.
No. Why?
It hurts too much.
Could you be a bit more honest?
Well, you did ask the question.
Yeah, I know.
That's how
That's
I've
fair
always
enough.
been, Peter. Look. Honestly, we do. I do. The only games are like charity games for our Bulls Masters, which we set up 15 years ago. Jimmy Marr and myself in Queensland, and we've raised over $5.8 million.
Oh, really?
For local cricket, but also charities throughout the state of Queensland.
Nichols bowls wide of the off stumper, playing a miss. It goes through to the keeper, kept a bit low, end of over. 2 overs gone, none for 14. Nelson 12, Bellchambers 1. In reply to the Sandgropers at 7 for 171.
And the really neat thing about our Bulls Masters is that we get guests to come and play.
Oh,
so
who have you had?
We've had everyone from Jonathan Thurston, Cameron Smith, rugby league, not the golfer. Alan Langer from a rugby league background.
Yes.
AFL's a bit light on. I spoke to Simon Black. He's really keen. We're going to get him involved at some stage. We've even had Bernard Fanning.
Oh,
from
really?
Powderfinger, the lead.
Wow.
He's come and played and absolutely loved it. And you know why he came and played? Because Alan Border played.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think that's the attraction. It's a fair attraction too, having a game of cricket with Alan Border or hanging out with Alan Border. The greatest Australian Test cricketer of all time.
Right. Well, don't sell yourself short. When we were over at another venue yesterday, there were so many people who wanted to come up because they were aware that you were there and you were signing autographs. There were photos being taken and people wanted to talk to. You'll always be an Australian fast bowler. It's not was an Australian fast bowler. That's what you are. That'd have to give you a buzz, wouldn't it?
Of course it does. I live my dream, Peter, and that was the best part of playing cricket for me. So I was 17 years old when I first picked for Queensland. I was at high school. Played nearly 20 years for Queensland.
20 years.
20 years. I think I'm the leading wicket taker for Queensland. Second in first-class cricket history in Australia, behind Clary Grimmett.
Gee, that's wide. Do you like to live off memories? It's good memories to be able to think about them and they jump into mind and you think about what you may have done late in the batting, what you may have done when you might have taken a good catch or picked up a few wickets, 1, 2, 3 in a row and all that. That surely must visit your mind.
After this delivery.
Well, this is in the air and it's going to be safe. It's down the ground on the offside, won't reach the fence and they will just take 1. None for 16. Nelson 13, Bellchambers 2. Michael Kaspovich and Peter Walsh with you with that score. The Sandgropers, they made 7 for 171. And the side that's batting is EV2. and they in the chase are no wicket for 16.
So I've been keeping the honesty theme going, obviously, with you. Is
Well, don't change.
I would never change, mate.
Good.
That's just me the whole way. The thing is that you asked about memories and all that sort of stuff. I'm actually, maybe as I've got older, flat out remembering last week. So
That's good. Well, you're honest. Well, you've come back to the right place as there's a catch in the outfield. Hit hard and high and straight. And that's a good get to the Sandgropers, wanting an early wicket. And that ball just hung in the air, a bit breezy out there, but turned out to be a good catch.
it certainly did. No such thing as easy catches, and certainly with the breeze heading straight down the ground. Great intention from Mark Belchambers. Wasn't able to just get the elevation. Hit it hard and straight, looking for that $25,000 sixth sign there. The sign, that's the incentive, but unfortunately not enough on it. Probably towed the bat more so, but good, straightforward catch straight down the ground. Well done.
That's a good get, all right. An early wicket. Nelson 13. Newman picking up the wicket. And the score now is 1 for 16 in the breeze that's blowing, and blowing very strongly here at the Mildura Sports Precinct. Score is 1 for 16 in the chasing 7 for 171. Wicket was handy, wicket was needed, and a wicket has been obtained. 1 for 16 at the end of 3. Nelson 13. Sipple is the new batsman. Peter Walsh and Michael Kasparovich sitting in a magnificent spot here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. It's breezy, but it's okay where we are as we have a new over, and it's hit back down the ground just wide of a dive from mid-on. Hit strongly, and that'll go all the way. Wasn't too far away from the fielder, but was hit with just enough, and the ball on the bat made a clunky sound, and away it went, and it's 4-1 for 20 with Nelson and Sipple now trying to recreate something after the first wicket fell an over or two ago.
Yeah, that early wicket always stops things in their tracks, but we're going to find a way here. We saw that even with the EV2 cricket side, the way that they found after, despite early wickets, getting that partnership, just restarting, and it takes just a couple of overs to get the feel. Certainly when you come straight to the wicket, like Sipple is, does take just a fraction of time. Give yourself that luxury of just a couple of balls, maybe an over, because you'll catch it up later.
Sipple's at the non-striker's end. This ball wide of the off stump, a play and a miss from Nelson, who's 17. Sipple yet to score. 1 for 20. Just going back to what we're talking about with memories that jump into your mind. Do you keep scrapbooks? Do you do things like that?
Not really. I had a relative that did, but the one thing I mentioned, I joked that you can't remember last week, but you know what I do remember? Celebrations and dressing rooms.
Really? Which one's first?
Oh, well, look, when you're in, I guess, Lord's dressing rooms, just occasions. The best fun for me, the most enjoyable and most satisfying, was when we beat India, the Australian team in 2004, beat India, in Nagpur.
How did the locals react?
Well, I'm not sure they would have been all that happy with it.
This next ball, a play and a miss outside the off stump, through it goes to the keeper. 1 for 21, Nelson 17, and Sipple yet to score, chasing 172 for a victory in this game.
And it was the first series Australia had actually won in India for, I'm going to round up 1,000 years.
Right.
It was, yeah.
That's good. And this next ball is swatted away with power. Gee, that went a fair way in the air too. And I'm not saying it was near a catch, but I'm thinking it wasn't too far away from being a maximum. Hit very cleanly and crisply. Out it went for the boundary for 4. And the score moves up to 25 now for the loss of 1 wicket with Nelson on 21.
And I think with the breeze, the reason why that has travelled a long way, it's because it did actually, he's hitting it at the uppercut, call it like that, over point. And with the breeze going straight down towards those grapevines down the end there, any elevation there is going to carry.
This next ball, it's knocked back down the ground. They'll go through for a quick single. I'll have to hurry, but they do. Nelson runs quickly, 1 for 26. Now, who was singing the song when you were playing for Australia? Who had that responsibility?
Ian Healy started.
Yep.
I played a couple of tests with him. Then Ricky Ponting. And I think when I'm from punter, maybe became a captain, and then it went to... on the spot, I'm trying to...
Oh, you'll think of it.
Well, it was 10 years.
Yeah.
I played cricket for Australia over 10 years. Now, that 10-year period was started with some one-day games in 1995, 96. Was Sri Lanka and West Indies. And then I finished in 2006 against South Africa and India. That's South Africa in South Africa. 13 times I was actually in and out of that Australian side over the 10-year period.
That's extraordinary. And yet you had to maintain the focus, didn't you?
Well, of course you do. And I think that's where you like to think that, the lessons you learn in sport and all that. I'm sure with sport you've got all these disappointments, things like injuries. I'm sure there's selections. But what it does, and I like to think for me personally, it made me resilient. And not only with injuries and finding a way back, but also when you're not picked, not selected, or you're out of the side, finding a way back in. Obviously through performance, but just adapting, adjusting your skills to suit the conditions.
Right, yeah, good call. As honest as we would have expected. And the next question will require honesty with very little think time when I give it to you. The score is at the end of 4 overs, 1 for 26. Nelson and Sipple are there at the moment. The partnership is worth 10 runs. Nelson and Sipple doing the running. Now, you've got 5 chairs at a table, 5 of them. And you've been given the responsibility to invite 5 players to sit down and enjoy your hospitality. They can be Australians if you want them to be, but you might think, no, I made some good friends in the West Indies, or I made some good friends in India or Pakistan or South Africa or New Zealand. There might be some that you still have responsibilities. You want to maintain friendships. Some mightn't jump out at you. You might have no friends, but I think you have got friends. So I want you to think about that, because heroes, what a lot of us live off when you mentioned Alan Border and, the captaincy of that particular man. But who would you think?
Look, on the spot, without any preparation. Are you thinking about people having fun?
Well, enjoying their company.
Can we get a longer table? I'm just thinking that there's so many people.
I know you are.
I hate to disappoint.
You're not going to be disappointing. We won't be ringing them and saying, guess what, you're not on his table. We won't do that.
Well, I hate being a selector. I've never been a selector.
Yeah.
I've heard every line from selectors over the years of why you're not in the team.
This ball is played away on the onside out towards forward mid-wicket. There's no run. It's 1 for 26. 4.2 overs gone. 1 for 27 now, with Nelson on 23 and Sipple yet to score. The target is 172.
I reckon one of the best lines I received once was, I would have had you in the team, but it was other guys didn't want you.
Oh, okay. Who gave you that line?
Oh, I'm not saying.
Well, you will in a minute, because they'll keep asking you.
Well, that's fine.
Was it obviously an Australian?
There was what other things over time? There was we see you this way, and I think that you only hear. The other thing too is when you get dropped or you're given that bad news, you only hear what you want to hear.
Yep. You haven't given us a name, This ball is hit down the ground sweetly and with authority. Didn't miss the 6 sign by much.
Jeez.
Did not miss the maximum sign. What do you think, Billy? Go again. Billy's just about to do a hamstring too, with the way he moved there, but he got there okay, didn't he?
We talked about, with Pat earlier on, obviously the warm-up. I saw, actually, out my little walk this morning, some EV2 cricket guys maybe getting together, just sort of that slight warm-up, part of their preparation. I was asking about Billy, what sort of preparation you reckon he does? Because he's quite active.
Yeah. Well, what was the answer?
Well, you would have thought that a stretching routine would be part of it. You'd think I'm not sure. He doesn't strike me as being a gym type, but he looks fit. He doesn't let himself go. In other words.
No, that's a fair call. Had a chat to him yesterday about the sad passing of Dickie Bird, and he was really upset by that because there's a small fraternity of umpires who get to know each other and stay in contact. It's hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But
all right, well, we'll come back in a sec because we're going to change over and you're still going to be interrogated by our next commentator, and that's Pat Silcox. The score is 1 for 31 here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct.
What's going on?
That's you.
What do you expect me to do about it?
It's time.
It's time to see my mates at CPAP Direct. They help me get my sleep apnea sorted, and they offer good old-fashioned customer service and support. CPAP Direct not only have the latest technology in sleep testing, CPAP machines and masks, they can help you too.
You can leave the mask on.
What?
And we're back at the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Score is 1 for 34, EV2 cricket after 5 overs. Nichols continues, just angling down the leg side. Pat Silcox, Michael Kasprowicz with you here for this second session. And Michael, we were just watching a replay off air of a shot that went pretty close to the 6th hit me target. We might get another look at it here. Let's have a
$25,000 if you land it. Oh,
tight. Pretty tight. Bit of breeze might have just blown it across, but there would have been some concerns, I think, from the 6th franchisee locally watching that one there on the YouTube stream. As a wide there from Robbie Nichols. Just talking to Cheeky outside now. Rob was here last year and sort of felt that he was almost the zippiest of the bowlers. Left armour. I sort of feel like he would have been pretty quick back in the day. But a really nice action.
Really nice action. It's just direction at the moment.
He's lost the radar.
Oh, look, it just does take a little bit of time, doesn't it, I suppose, after yesterday as well. And, look, the thing too, I guess being aware of looking, it takes a little bit of time when you start, whether how much swing there's going to be involved, the ball you got, just to find that direction.
Again, he's just angled down the leg side, so that's is that 4 in a row? No, the old backyard rules used to be 3 wides and you're off. So I'm not sure if that applies here in over 50s cricket, but he needs to hold it across the seam or come up with something, maybe bowl around the wicket, just trying to break it up a little bit. And now he's overcompensated on the offside, the big fella. Just can't take a trick.
Well, that's all right. It'll all happen. It'll all work out for him.
This is going to be a challenge for our software to see how many balls we can fit down the bottom there because we haven't had one legal ball yet.
That's all right. It's one way to warm up.
None for 20. And finally, he's on the mark and the ball's hit out into the offside and there's no run.
I know how this is going to work now.
Yeah.
He's picking up a wicket here. Maybe even a hat-trick.
The surprise ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Just that sort of keep them, low, expectations, and all of a sudden whack, whack, whack.
Yep. Foolish ball, which is plastered out into the offside there by Sipple. There's no run. I was listening on intently to your conversation with Walshy. Maybe we'll get back to the dinner table one a little bit later on. But, just that process of being in and out of the side over such a long period. I guess in the modern era we think of a Scott Boland as a similar candidate. As Robbie's just not got it going at the moment. You've got to feel a bit sorry for him. What's that? Is that his 5th wide, or is it maybe 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wides in the over. It must be frustrating. You get to some momentum up, and you have some good performances, and then all of a sudden you're back at Shield level. I guess you just take that upon yourself to really steal up and go again.
Oh, you do absolutely.
Ball
but
hit
you
out
got
to the
to
covers.
find a way. What a great shot that was.
Timed it well, didn't he?
Well, we talked about sort of maybe over pitching, but you got to be full and relatively straight on this wicket. It's a little bit of up and down. So not only direction, but a little bit of length as well. He's just working out here. Is Nichols. Oh, look, I think I'll personally you identify where you fit, I suppose.
Yep.
And living just the edge. When you got guys McGrath, Gillespie in the side, you're always, fortunate to get a gig.
Yeah.
And that's just it. And I think you just have to find a way. For me, it was actually India.
Okay.
I actually loved India, loved the conditions. It was the most challenging thing ever. And for me, going over there and finding a way to adapt and adjust my skills to suit over there was the key.
This one's hit down the ground and timed pretty decently. It'll beat the man at mid-off and another boundary. So this is some sort of over for Robbie Nichols, and it's certainly turning out to be a really good one for EV2 Cricket. They're now 1 for 49 as we continue through. I think we've got 2 legal ones, fingers crossed, left of this 6th over. Been a bit of a marathon, hasn't it, from Robbie Nichols?
I'm still backing him in for a wicket here.
Okay, I love your positivity.
We're getting a wicket. It's still got the slip in place, which is interesting in many ways.
Yeah.
But I just think there's a script to this. There's a fairy tale finish, put it that way.
Setting him up with the long haul trick here. Let's see what Nichols can do. Oh, and it's blazed away through the offside by Sipple, and it's going to go for 4 more. So the score now is at 53 for 1, with 1 ball to go of the 6th over. And just this 1 over, you just feel, has just absolutely changed the balance of the game, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think the other thing too to note is that Ashley Sipple is playing proper cricket shots. Waiting for the 4 ball, finding the gap, just punching it through there and picking up his boundaries. He's found 3 of them in the over, which has finally completed.
Yeah, Robbie Nichols says, hallelujah, I'm done, boys. I'll go and take a break. I might go and warm down. But no, back to your point on India, I'm guessing there probably wasn't a heap of blokes that were sticking their hand up necessarily, like for those conditions. I mean, they want to be in the team, obviously, but not the ideal place for a fast bowler to ply his trade.
Well, I have joked that it was the reason why in 1998 was the first time I went to India.
Yeah.
And conveniently, maybe, everyone was injured.
Ah, right.
So that's when I first got my gig there.
Yep.
And whilst it was the most challenging thing I've ever done because you're bowling on these wickets that don't have a blade of grass on them and probably a living organism in them either.
Yeah.
And as a fast bowler, that's generally what we like to see. It was easily the toughest thing ever. I lost about nearly 10 kilos of body weight in the first month.
Wow.
Having to play against the best players in the world at Tendulkars, Dravids, at the time. But I ended up getting man of the match the last test match. And sitting back, and it was the best moment for me personally as an experience.
Yep.
I was asked by Robert Craddock,
Crash
Craddock.
Yep.
He said to me, I came back and I was talking about India and it's great and all that. And he just said, Casper, tell me, why do you like India so much? And I said to him straight, as a journalist, knowing how they work and making life easy for him, I said, put it this way, Crash, I'm the fashionable bowler for unfashionable tours. And so he went riding it, and every time Australia did go over the subcontinent, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, I think there was even a trip to Bangladesh in there somewhere, they would talk about Casper, the subcontinent specialist.
You're on the radar all of a sudden.
I loved it, yeah. And I think as far as branding is concerned, it still meant about performing. It meant critically, it still performed.
Yeah.
But for me, that was my little slot.
Right, so Steve Gollan into the attack. As Sipple again looking to push out into the gap on the offside. It's all about taking your opportunities too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
When it presents, you've got to cash in.
Well, you're not, and it's not like you're selling something you can't do. You're still performing state level, certainly for Australia, when given the chance, of course.
Get into the offside from Sipple. Bit of a fumble in the field, so they might have just scurried through for the single there. So what are we, midway through the 7th over, EV2, 1 for 54.
But I loved it. I loved travelling to India, spending so much time over the last 30 years in a number of different capacities. I worked for, I was doing some work on a board with the Australian government, the Australian India Council. Took me there a bit. I think I joked yesterday too. I think I asked you, didn't I? How many times you've been to the Taj Mahal?
Yeah.
It was. We were talking about that. So, it's an extraordinary place. And I love the energy of the people there, entrepreneurialism.
Energy and passion, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a wonderful term I learnt in Hindi. Hindi term, jugaad.
Okay. Enlighten us.
Frugal innovation is sort of where it is. And I think that just says everything about India in so many ways. They're not the first place you're thinking all that, but they do the best with what they have. And even now when you see the Indian cricket team, they're absolute stars.
They are. As we see Nelson going long downtown, but not quite getting the full connection on the bounce there to the man at long on. So that will be the end of 7 overs. Score is 1 for 56. Nelson is 30 and Sipple is on 15. back to the Mildura Sporting Precinct. Casper's just going to take a brief sojourn, going to enjoy some of the sunshine and the wind that we're enjoying here on this Friday morning. Of course, the AFL Grand Final public holiday. Darren Cheek has jumped back in with me. And after I was selling his stocks a little bit early, Robbie Nichols come up with one of the most remarkable overs we'd seen in a long time. The poor bloke, he just couldn't get him on the pitch.
Remarkable. Yeah. I don't think he'd be thinking too good, feeling too good about that over.
Just trying to paint him in a positive light. It happens sometimes, doesn't it? That's just cricket. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Well, it's never happened to you?
I don't know if it usually happens that bad.
Well, I was joking with Casper that the old backyard rules where if you bowl 3 wide, you're off. And maybe he might have hoped that might have been the case.
Or he might be bringing back in that rule of maximum 8 balls in the over, just 2 wides. But it was a long one.
It was.
He had his 4 over spell in 1 over.
He did.
So he's going to go and have a rest now, I reckon.
I think he might, as we see Jason Hamling into the attack, and that one's certainly taken away down towards the boundary again. And gee whiz, all of a sudden, EV2 cricket are just off the leash, aren't they?
Well, he tried to put that one over mid-wicket and got the top edge, and luckily it went over the gully fieldsman and, just ran away. I was looking at the score just a second ago. I did think that EV were pulling away quite easily, but really they're right on the run rate. Look at that. Run rate of 8.3 right now, and they need 8.7, so it's still going to be a close game.
Yeah, the Gropers will be keen to make a breakthrough here. There's Hamling, left arm over. Ball is hit with good vigour down towards the man at long off. And Callis is the man to do the tidy up job down there. They'll get through for a couple. Might even check some of those other scores from around the grounds too in this stint on the mic, Cheeky. As we can see, Anthony Branca just making a few alterations there from behind the stumps.
Hamling coming back in with his left arm, kind of he's just pitched it up and bang. I think that's gone the full way.
It's gone a long way, hasn't it? It's almost gone through. It actually has gone through the gate and up towards our broadcast position almost. That's a fantastic strike.
Yeah, as Walshy likes to say, he got the maximum there.
Yep. So partnership now is at 52 from just 27 balls in 21 minutes. So it really has got flying now. Wow. And Nelson is closing in on a half century. 42 from 24. Sipple's just been the sheet anchor, turning over the strike. 15 from 14.
And Nelson's just...
Whoa, that's another big one.
That.
Oh.
He's just put it in the same slot. I think that's even... Oh.
It's definitely cleared the cones. Just trickles into the fence, but...
The cones, I think it looked like it might have even bounced on the bench.
Yeah, it was a huge strike. So 2 sixes in a row.
And when you look, he hit it into a 38-kilometre wind.
Yeah.
So...
That's good going, isn't it? Grant Nelson got his tail up here. Will he go for a third on the fly here? Let's see what he does. He's hit that well down the ground, and it is going to go for 4. Brings up his half century. 52 from 26 deliveries, and the score is 1 for 78 now, and this is the 8th over.
Well, we talked about the last over, having a 13-ball over with a couple of 4s in there, and now which one's worse? They're bowling all the wides or getting hit for 6s, 4s.
Well, I guess wide's only worth 1, isn't it? So even though there was a lot of them, it's not as much as 6 from 1 delivery.
Yeah.
So 3 6s, 7 4s.
Hamling coming back in, and how's Nelson going to finish this over off? Oh, he pushed it a bit too hard, I think, and he just dribbled it over to mid-on. But what a great over. He'd be feeling pretty good about that.
So 8 overs complete here. 1 for 78 EV2 cricket as the 2 batsmen will get together. Run rate 9.75, so that certainly is getting up there. As we just see if I can't rattle up some scores from the other venues just briefly.
While you're looking for that, we saw that he actually brought up his 50 with that last 4 that he hit. So that's a very brisk 52 off 27, and probably 35 of that's come in just the last 2 overs.
Yeah, yep, he really has got the momentum rolling in his direction as Gollan looks to go again. Tidy start first up, just the 2 runs from his first over. He's a polished performer, and he'll relish this opportunity bowling in the earlier overs. As Sipple leans back and hits down towards mid-off. They've got that protected, so they'll pick up a single. Now, over at the John Hall Oval, Saxon Kings finished at 9 for 154. In reply, RJR All-Stars at 4 for 61 in the 10th over, so they've got a little bit of work to do there. Game being played at the Mildura Senior College. We'll just touch on that one after this delivery from Golland, although there's a little bit of an adjustment to the field. Lightning Storm made 1 for 197. Phoenix Firebirds 2 for 71 off 8. So that track is obviously playing an absolute treat at the MSC.
As Golland comes back in again and Nelson steps down the wicket. Oh, and do you think he's got, I think it's gone for a 4, but do you think he's got that 6 sign in his mind?
Look, he certainly had a couple of cracks at it so far during the innings. There's no question. That one not quite as close as one we saw about 20 minutes ago. But Golland, certainly will go back to the drawing board here, and Nelson just continues this onslaught here. 56 from 28. 83 for 1 in the 9th over. So, Phoenix Firebirds 2 for 71 in the 8th over. 2 for 72 now, just ticked over, chasing a tally of 198. And our other game underway is at the Altringa Oval in Golgol. Territory Blasters made 4 for 173 in reply. Tara Taverners 3 for 52.
Golly comes back in and, Nelson tries to be a little bit more, he doesn't try. He certainly succeeds, but he decides to be a little bit more, what would you call it, advantageous, trying to just milk it around, and sees that there's no one behind square, so he just steps outside off and puts it back there quite easily.
I'm starting to wonder if he's got somewhere to be at 1 o'clock, because he's in a hurry, isn't he?
I think he's got his eye in now.
Now, one thing that I haven't touched on, and a good friend of ours, Justin McFarlane, has continually put the message through to me to ask a question about something that you get up to in another life, we might say, that you perform a very important duty in another sport. We'll get to that in a moment as Nelson, with great intent, clears the markers again for 6 more. He is on fire. They just can't deal with Grant Nelson at the moment. He's 66 from 30 and the score 1 for 93. Golland has gone for 1, 4, 4 and 6 in this over. I've cursed another one, Cheeky, because I said he was doing beautifully with just 2 off his first over. Now he's at none for 17.
Yeah, you've done that a few times over the last couple of days.
I have. We'll wait for this ball from Golland and I'll ask you that question again. As it's into the pitch and he's underneath it, and he is absolutely unstoppable. That's a massive blow out towards the mid-wicket boundary. Takes his score to 72 now from 31 deliveries, 1 for 99.
And the best thing about this is the way he's hitting these sixes. He's keeping the real excitement in the game, because it's stopping you from asking this question to me, and we need to talk more about how he's playing.
The unfortunate part is that it's gone way outside of the venue, so now I can ask you.
Looks like it's gone on a trotting track or something out there, is there?
I can ask you,
out there?
What do you get up to during the winter months, Cheeky?
I'm a big North Adelaide Football Club fan, which is a local SANFL side
in South Australia.
Australia, and I run around in the rooster as the mascot.
The Rocket Rooster.
The Rocket Rooster outfit.
Fantastic.
And I tell you, a lot of people get very surprised when afterwards in the change rooms I'm taking the head off and they see this old fella come out of it. But as Colin comes on, bowls his last ball and gets a dot. Good finish.
Yeah, it was in the end. So score is 1 for 99 after 9 overs. So Rocket Rooster for the North Adelaide Footy Club out of Prospect Oval.
Out at Prospect
So just
Oval,
home games, or do you follow them around?
Just home games.
Okay.
I've managed to get out to a couple of away games, special ones, but usually just the home games. And it is a lot of fun. It's something that amazed people think I'm ridiculous for thinking this, but I dreamed of doing it since I was about 13, 14.
Is that right?
And I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Fantastic.
So I love it. Get out there and run around and then can't breathe and feel like I'm going to
pass out.
croak over on the ground. That'd be a highlight for the boys.
But, it would be. There's something about being in costume. I had a mate that I used to play a bit of cricket with, and he used to be Humphrey the Bear, because he worked at Channel 9, so he used to pull out the Humphrey the Bear suit from time to time. But there you go, eh? As we see, Budalik is going to come into the attack as the Sandgropers desperately look to make a breakthrough here. The equation has really come in, hasn't it now? 73 to win from 11 overs. The run rate is needed is just 6.64. They're going at 11s currently, so they are really getting the job done here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct in this second session.
Yeah, the Sandgropers seem like they're worried a bit. They're going through their bowling attack, and as we got Budalic come in and doing some leg spin, And we might have a wide on the first ball. Yes, did spin away. It was nice to see it spin though. But yeah, they're starting to go through all their list of all-rounders because we haven't seen Buller Dick today. I'm not sure if we even saw him yesterday.
I don't think he played yesterday, so he gets his opportunity here.
It's a nice ball, nice length, and it did spin in a bit to him. Wonder if he's got a tricky little wrong in there.
Yeah, or maybe the zooter or the flipper, as Warnie used to call them. We'll see what is part of his repertoire. Hope he's got plenty of sunscreen on up top. He's just taking the cap off and enjoying some of the sunshine. Again, a nicely pitched delivery. Jason, is it? The umpire says no. Sipple trying to take him across the line.
I think
beautifully bowled.
Beautifully bowled. I think he might have done himself in by getting too much spin. Would have spun down leg side, and maybe if he had that zooter and the wrong, and it might have really got him then.
So Sipple just needs to readdress here. As he looks to go
better
forward.
Well, I was about to say that's a better length, but there it goes.
The timing in that from Sipple, it was just a
he's
forearm jolt, wasn't it?
Easily picked that up and nearly put it into the vineyard.
Yeah, they are clearing the pickets with regularity now, aren't they? 1 for 106, halfway through the 10th. Unfortunately, Steve Golland's got to head out over the kitty litter there onto the background, and that has gone a long way. My goodness.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the spectators here at the ground are all over this side,
so
no one over there to go collect the ball for them.
And Steve will make his way back into the venue.
I was talking about the spectators earlier as we're waiting, and how the spectators normally at a representative game like this are made up of all the parents and grandparents and so forth. But of course, in these Masters game, we're seeing more of the grandkids and the kids out there watching the game.
Yep. As we get a good look in from behind here on Budalik, as he pitches nicely, and the ball is hit down the ground. There's no one on the long off boundary, so it's going to clear the markers again. So score increases by 6, 1 for 112 now. 9.4 overs gone, and Sipple's decided, well, I can do what you can do. He's going to really start to go downtown as well.
I can pick up 25,000 as well with that sick. They're starting to pepper it. I wonder if it's ever in their mind. As he comes in for his, what's his 5th ball, and it's just placed through covers. Just a nice quiet single.
Luke Jessup doing a bit of the work there out on the boundary. So now Nelson gets a chance to have a look at the leg spinner. So look to make some changes with the right-hander now on strike. We'll slip away for a short break here at the end of this, the 10th over. Score is 1 for 113. Let's see if Peter Walsh is looking to come back into the action. Just waiting for the field to be set. Nelson's doing a bit of a count, just getting his lines here, knowing where he needs to find the gaps.
What will he do with this ball? He had hit all those 6s and 4s, but he's been stuck at the other end for the last 6 balls, so he'll get this one ball to finish off the over. He hasn't.
Hawks it away out into the onside, but there is protection there for the Sandgropers, so just the one scored.
One scored to keep the strike, and we'll see some action from him next over.
No doubt. So at the end of 10 overs, score is 1 for 114 here at the MSP.
Say I'll never waste my time. I'm all you want. Oh. Yeah, we live it up. I know for sure that I'll always.
G'day and welcome to Mildura, the capital of tropical North Victoria, where adventure awaits you around every bend. But unlike Queensland, you don't have to worry about crocs. Epically wide river that goes forever. Perfect for water sports. Your next adventure adventure is in Mildura, and it's just a short flight away. We'll see you there.
It begins with passion. It begins with Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket, trusted by players worldwide. From head to toe, complete cricket solutions, official uniform supplier for GT20 and CCMC. For every walk to the crease, for every bold start, for every fearless shot, Yashi Sports. Canada's home of cricket.
Introducing the 1-hour Spirit of Cricket presentation, an educational, engaging and entertaining short course that instills the true spirit of cricket. We believe in sportsmanship, fair play, respect, integrity and gratitude. These are the keys to playing cricket in its purest form. Ready to reinforce these values at your club or school? Contact the Spirit of Cricket to book a workshop today. Let's keep the spirit of cricket alive.
Last wicket falls.
And we're back to say hello. There's a lot goes on that we talk about when the drinks are on the ground, etc., etc. And Darren Cheek, there's a lot that we do talk about that we can't share with our audience either.
There is. Whether they would be excited about it or not is the other thing.
Well, I'm thrilled and excited to be able to work with you for the first time, and also, of course, have my good pet friend Pat Silcox and Michael Kasparovich, who has thrown a lot of colour pieces into our coverage, and that will continue. So too will the antics of Billy Bowden, who's waving there. And you can see in the background, go Billy, keep going, keep. No, he's stopped now. I think
he must have forgot to do that. We had a no ball, and that was his antics of a free hit.
Now,
and the free hits ended up being a wide ball, and I
think he's hit him on the thumb.
Nelson went to hit that very hard, but he missed it, and it looks like it's hit the end of his finger or end of the thumb, the keeper. And he's in a little bit of pain.
He's getting some advice, and this is what it's all about, the spirit of cricket, but he's okay.
No, yeah, he'll be right.
Nelson, 73.
He's got another broken finger, as keepers do.
Siffel, 29, 1 for 115, just after 10 overs. That ball wide of the off stump, and through it goes to the keeper, in case you've just joined us. It wasn't mayhem earlier on, but it was good fun to watch the total of 7 for 171 get reached. Yeah, I enjoyed that immensely. And this run chase started off, yeah, well, let's have a look and see. It didn't start off all that merrily, but what it's got now is they've got themselves into a very good position.
Haven't they?
With 1 for 116 in the reply to 7 for 171. And at 7 for 171, who would have thought, Darren, that 1 for 1, 2 for 32 and 3 for 33, they would have got that total.
Yeah. Well, Nelson and Sipple had put them right back in the position. I know when I came into the commentary here 3 or 4 overs ago, we were talking how the run rate was 8.5, and they needed 8.5, and now they're back to a run a ball, 6 and over. So they've really put them back into an excellent position.
Absolutely. And just that ladder that we can give you. Early days too. 2 games being played yesterday. EV2 cricket have won 2 from 2 and are hoping to make that. Well, they won't now, because here we are. I stood in the box. I've been there 2 seconds and a wicket falls. It's 2 for 117 with Nelson out for 74. And you sit down and you think to yourself, as he is making a few comments to himself as he leaves, but a very bold showing with the bat by Nelson, who is dismissed. Let's have a look at what happened.
Yeah, Callanus, as he's known source, had put in a bit of a quicker ball, and Nelson thought he'd put it over the fence again, and unfortunately mistimed it. Ball didn't quite bounce. I think they stayed a little bit low. Is that going to be interesting through the rest of this, the change in the pitch? But stayed a bit low and he's missed it and bowled. He's gone for one too many Zacks, I think. Or as you say, maximums.
Well, that's what I'm told you have to say, so I just say it. 2 for 117, and that's at the end of the 11th over. Moggs and Sipple will be doing the continuation of the run chase. 2 for 117, 55 off 54 balls. Now, with a new batsman at the crease, that's not the easiest target, but it's certainly gettable. 55 off 54, but the dismissal of Nelson certainly does help the team who would be desperate to win this game, and that, of course, is the Sandgropers.
Well, it's interesting to see Moggs coming out. Maybe Andrew Kratzman, the captain, might be feeling a bit sore and tired at the moment, because normally this would be his position like he did last night and showed just how brilliant he is as rallying his troops and bringing on the runs and keeping the total.
Well, he might be ready to come in next. Who knows? This one is on leg stump and it's swept across the body of backward square, and it runs very quickly over the grass out there in front of Nelson. Not Nelson, in front of... Let's work out who was out there. I'm not sure who was out there.
No, I can't pick
anyway,
that. Anyway,
it's gone for 4. Sipple 34, 2 for 121, 11.1 overs gone. And that was a clean
hit right off his hip. Like he just kept everything tight and just pulled it around.
Sipple. Budalach is 1.1 overs, none for 19 as he goes to swing the ball away on the onside. And it's not fielded cleanly out there. And that'll roll not quite to the boundary, or not quite past those witches' hats that look as if they've had a decent haircut, because they're all colourful, which is lovely, and gives us an idea as to how the boundaries are reached if they're going to be. 2 for 122.
Well, there's certainly Sipple. He's still not going to die wondering, as we say, and he's still going for each ball. And as they only need the one runner ball, and they've already got the 5 runs off of 2 balls. So they're certainly staying well in touch.
Budalach, 1.2 overs, none for 20 with a 4 and a 1. The first 2 shots and runs for the batters. This one outside the off stump and hit with authority behind point. It's not going to reach the fence. It rolls along the turf and it's picked up out there by Gollan, and they get through for just the 1. So 2 for 123. Plenty of games going on around the magnificent cricket venues in Mildura. We'll update those a little later on. This next ball is hit down the ground, lofted high and mighty.
And it's gone straight. I think that's gone full into the fence there.
That was a big blow too, a big blow there. There's the condition of the white ball, which looks to be okay, and it's almost down there next to the roller. That was a clean hit and went a long way for the big maximum.
Well, there was no need for those colourful witches' hats, as you call them. Markers out there for that shot, was there? That would have been a 6 on any day.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Well, umpires checked the ball. How hard it hit the fence. He thought he better have a little check, but he gave it the nod of approval.
There's a bit of mirth between them. That's good. Next ball is hit in the ground. In the air. Oh, he's dropped.
Oh, my Lord.
Dear, oh dear, that went straight to, I think that's Wyeth out there, the captain.
Wow.
And that's disappointing because it looked like an easy catch. From where we are, they all look easy. We'll get a replay of that one in a sec. Let's have a look at number 17, who is Jared Wyeth. He's going to wait for the ball to head in his direction. It does now. It hits and bounces straight out.
Especially for Wyeth. I think I always feel that when an easy catch goes down, if I'm allowed to call that an easy catch, and I feel for the captain because he must go, oh, what has he done? But when it's the captain himself, well...
Now, there's to be a change in the field, and I reckon a few of the players might get across and just whisper to him that, all right, that's one of those unfortunate accidents, if you could call it.
Oh, absolutely. The spirit will still be good. They'll go up to him and rally around him.
He's got
just
the
to
ball
forget,
now.
He's just got to forget that ball and just get on with the next one. And otherwise it could affect another fielding error. But they'll get onto the mark. And as we have, Cullinas comes back on. see if he can get that quick, low bouncing ball in again.
It's 2 for 133 after 12, chasing 172 for victory. First ball of a new over, punched away and misfielded at short cover. They'll get through for just the one as it rolls away into the distance, and they're through for the single. 2 for 134, Moggs 2, Sipple 45. The target they're looking at receiving the necessary runs is 172.
Callanus is bowling beautifully. In that first over, we saw him get 1 for 3 with all the runs getting hit around him, but he came in for the 1 for 3, and now he's just at the 2 singles in this over.
4 balls remaining in the over as this ball is delivered and hit hard in the ground. Good shot! That's perfect timing, and that's going to beat the fieldsman who dives, can't pick it up cleanly out in the deep. Jamie Lee was running in and threw the body at the ball but missed, and these runs are flowing magnificently. This is a good run chase. 2 for 139, 12.3 overs being bowled. Moggs 6, Sipple 46. Next ball, and he drags the ball outside off stump down the ground on the onside. He's improvising with where the ball lands. He's very quick to make a decision as to what he's going to do, and that one he elected to play it down the ground and pick up one. 2 for 140. All of a sudden, 32 off 44.
Yeah, well, we talk about the importance of having partnerships, but right now they're not worrying about partnerships. They just want to get it over. They got lunch.
They do.
Lunch on their mind.
Stop talking about food. We will. Michael Kaspovich will jump in after this over, and we'll have a chat with this run chase now. It's ominous signs for the Sandgropers, who've got 171 to protect. This ball is not out of the textbook, but it doesn't matter. It's dragged away on the onside for a single. It goes out into the deep. Broomhill's out there to field. And that's the end of 13. 13 down, 2 for 142. As we make a change, Darren Cheek jumps out, and coming in to join us in the commentary box is Michael Kaspovich.
Every moment captured in real time. Wickets, boundaries, bowling, batting, all brought to life. Vision AI turns data into visuals for analysis, streaming and content. NV Play. Vision AI. The future of cricket is here.
Are you a batsman who's still training hard, still getting starts, but the big scores just won't come? It's not your technique, it's your process. Email the word SPIRIT to info@simplebatting.com and we'll show you the 3 simple steps serious batsmen are using to become the run scorer their team relies on, season after season.
Peter Walsh and Michael Kaspovich joining you. We are in Mildura. We're at the Sporting Precinct, and it is the Sporting Precinct where we're getting a good game of cricket, or are we getting a game of cricket that might be over a little earlier than first anticipated? 2 for 142 after 13, chasing 172 for victory. Michael's back in the commentary box as this ball is wide down the leg side, dragged away, and it'll run all the way over for a boundary. A disappointing ball and dispatched accordingly. Welcome back, Michael. Gee, there's a fair few runs going, and they're all happening whilst you've been having a chin wag, and I'm pleased to have you back sitting beside me.
Oh, Peter, great. It's wonderful to be back, certainly next to you, but also too at this stage of the game. And one reason why is not only because EV2 cricket are actually on fire here. We're seeing this in this great partnership. Ashley Sipple, 47 off 29. But there's always a chance.
Well, the ball that is bowled and misfielded too. They've got the one. Will they run on the misfield? They won't. It just feels as if when you're looking at this game that the Sandgropers are making a few mistakes in the field, looking a bit tired. Am I being premature about that comment?
No, not at all. I think that's the way. But this is the beauty of the T20 version of the game format, is that if you just keep believing, one wicket might change everything.
This ball is tossed up and hit in the air on the onside. Is it going to go all the way? How about that for placement, if you don't mind? It split the two that were out there in the deep, bounced, was never going to threaten being caught, and just rolled across the grass and into the fence for 4 in front of Snap Fitness. That sign out there, and that's a good shot too. Sipple's half century has been reached. It's 2 for 152, 20 to go with 40 balls remaining. This has been power hitting, and this is another one that he attempted to drive down the ground. It catches the edge and it'll run all the way along the ground, backward of point on the offside, and will reach not the fence but where those witches' hats that have been given the best haircut I've seen in a long time. But still, those that are watching can see how close it is to a boundary. 2 for 156. The Mogman is 8 and Sipple is 55.
Oh, this is outstanding work from Sipple. Ashley Sipple on a fire here in Mildura.
He's enjoying himself. That's outside the off stump and he hits in the air but hits it very crisply out towards the boundary. They'll pick up one and they should come back for a second. It's going to be swept up inside the ropes, and a good gather and a good throw there from, I think that's Luke Jessup out there, who gets it back quickly. But the runs are being belted all over the shop. What have we got? 4, 8, 10, a wide and a leg by. So in this over, 12 runs, and that's hit straight back down the ground. That's a long one. That is over the top. Didn't miss the 6 sign by all that much. But an elegant shot. If you saw the vision being provided at a golf course and you saw shots like that, they're hitting it so sweetly.
It's like a highlight reel, isn't it?
It is.
Each shot, each ball he's facing here, Ashley Sipple, absolutely on fire. I mentioned belief. Starting to drift away.
Well, the monkey sang a song which was called I'm a Believer. As the next is caught, or what? We can't tell from where we are. I think he's out. Hit straight down the ground. The ball was caught inside, we think, where we are.
He's got it.
He's happy.
Oh, the spirit of cricket, hey?
Yeah,
if
that's
he's claimed
fair
it,
enough.
Bang, claim it, go for it. He's claimed it.
Well, of course, we've got our two-way radios in the background. Let's have a look now because the ball has to be caught within. And let's have a look to where we are. We can't tell from here, can we?
I can't. We need a different camera angle. And I don't think we go to the crowd or the audience to see. We do have a match referee.
Yeah, we do.
I just thought I'd come over and tell you how good my sleep was last night.
Okay, well, there you go. We have now the gentleman who came in to tell us how good his sleep was last night was a gentleman that we had on air yesterday.
Yeah, John Short.
And John was kind enough to talk about sleep apnea. And halfway through, he was talking to me, I fell asleep. So is that a good idea?
Yeah, I'm allergic to snorkels.
So, are you? Yeah. Well, you're not. I'm not asking you to sleep with me, so you won't.
No.
You won't hear me snore.
Oh, fair enough.
That's all right. This has been extraordinary. Now we're just waiting now for a confirmation. I think we've got it already. There goes the digit in the air, and so there is a wicket that's fallen.
Well, I said belief. The word I was using was belief. You just got to keep believing there's something. That wicket might just change things around, and we'll have another look at this. Enjoy wine.
Oh, that's a good camera angle. Beautifully done, fellas. How about the catch?
That's unreal. But even the skills to stay in the field, and I love it too. I think that's the whole thing. The spirit of cricket being, I think, we just follow there.
Yeah, of course we do.
I think even just that catch deserved.
Well, Jamie, good on you, Jamie. Jamie Lee, he was run out earlier on, but those sorts of catches will be talked about over a cold one this evening, I would suggest. And it would be talked about by everybody, not just the guy who took the catch, but others will be, hey, what about that for a catch? And everybody gets involved in the positivities that we are experiencing here, Michael.
Asking him, how did that stick?
Yes.
I guess. But sensational catch out there. And, has that just changed things up here? 8 runs to win.
No, settle down now.
Oh,
I've got some medication you can take if you like, just to calm yourself down. 3 for 164, Moggs 8, and Laird is the new batsman.
I'm just thinking all the Sandgroper fans out there.
Yes.
The legion of Sandgroper games. I know there are. And having been in positions like this many times and with the ball in your hand,
right.
Just keep believing. You don't know what can happen.
Yeah, Michael Kasevich, he'll be leaving us shortly because he's coming up with statements that are quite amazing, but they're all good. As this first ball to the new batsman is dragged away. Moggs was the player because they crossed whilst the catch was being taken. And I can't believe this. There's 36 balls remaining, and there's only 8 runs required to win the game after half an hour ago. It could have been any. Oh, there's a full toss, and it's called a no ball as it's hit straight back down the ground for 1. It was a full toss. I think it came onto him a bit quicker than first expected.
There he goes. Is that his free hit?
I don't know.
That's the free hit. So there you go. Free hit. Meaning all the fielders have to stay put.
Well, this could finish the game. They only need 5 runs. And the ball is hit out to the fence for 4, or is there someone out there?
I wouldn't chase that.
No. They're going to get through for a couple. So we've probably got 1 ball remaining in this game now. It's 3 for, I'm not sure if it's changed over now. 3 for 169. Moggs 11. Laird is 1. And the target now, 171 was the chase. So they only need 3 runs to win this game. They only need 3, and they've got what they needed. And this is an emphatic result by way of the side that has not lost a game yet. Go Billy. He waves the boundary. And Billy, you don't have to do any more because the game's over. Now, what's going on? This is a bit confusing.
Hang on. Just having a little chat. I think they're having it, just letting them know. I think the sight screen scoreboard was out, so they're just catching up with this, the information. And Billy Bowden.
That's it.
Time over. Well done. Well done, EV2. Cricket. What a great performance there. Geez, they've shown after last night's game that win, the 1-run win that they had, and also this performance here. Outstanding.
Yep, 3 games, and they've won them all, and they sit on top of the table. We've got all of the other scores that will come your way, but just like to spend a few minutes with you, Michael, because the game, in the finish, it rushed up and went past us and swept to the finish line a little earlier than anticipated. 3 for 173, chasing down the Sandgropers score of 7 for 171. It's a little difficult to make a comment about one particular team when we haven't seen them all. 14.3 overs. How good was that? They were heading for 200 if necessary. Pretty bold performance. And in particular, when they lost that early wicket, and yet they hadn't got their better batsman out there, Kratzmann, who's been so consistent. That's as polished as we've seen so far in this competition.
Yeah, really sharp. I think that's what we love seeing it. Maybe that's it. Confidence. Winning obviously breeds confidence in that side, but just the way they went about that win. That was a very handy total to chase down, over 170. And right from the start, it looked like the wicket was just playing a little bit low, a little bit hard, and obviously adjusting not only to the pitch, but also the breeze, the strong wind out there today. And they've identified that so well. I know Ashley Sipple was outstanding.
They got 73. How good was that? And let's have a look. Nelson, Sipple got 63 and Nelson got 74.
74.
Yeah.
And I think right from the start, that's what really made, I guess, the planted it, set it all up for them to come down and do it easily in the end.
Yep. We'll wrap it up from here, but I should mention also, this is one of many topics that we're going to be talking to Michael Kasparovich about when Michael is staying with us right throughout the remainder of this cricket bonanza, and it's really good fun. Was that a word?
Something like Bonanza or Bonanza?
I think it might have been Bonanza with Lawn Green.
Lawnanza.
But what we're going to do, this is the fun part of it. We're giving you the information of that. We hope you're enjoying it. But also to talk a little bit about what the spirit of cricket means to us, how important it is to keep in contact with friends by picking up the phone or by some communicative skills that we all have. And that's something that Michael's agreed to chat about with the work that he's done in cricket around the world. And I'm looking forward to that happening as we continue our cricketing coverage. A win, and a very impressive win too, to the league leaders, you can call them that, the EV2 cricketers. They've played 3 and they've won 3, and they win today in the 14th over, 3 for 173, defeating the Sandgropers, who were 7 for 171. On behalf of all the team, we'll meander off with no clear direction in our life, but we'll be back when necessary with Sock TV, and for all the crew that are doing a brilliant job, we thank them for their assistance. Thank you for watching live from Mildura.